Number 5, Ethan Sauber. Number 11,
all right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this special edition of high school baseball right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. Nate Mullins joining you live here once again at Figgie Field at Sharnsky Stadium, the home of the Lancers here at Gilmour Academy in Gates Mills, Ohio. We're here for today's regional final between Tiffin, Calvert, and Hillsdale. And once again, we're coming to you live here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Thanks for tuning in here. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Make sure you share the video, like, subscribe, follow, whatever you got to do. Keep us in your feed, folks. Once again, today's broadcast is brought to you by and is presented by the following sponsors here. Today, we have two presenting sponsors, MJ Recruiters. Huge thanks once again for sponsoring today's game, but a new sponsor picking up. They really wanted to be involved. They wanted to get on board with us, and this is Financial Design Agency of Ohio. We couldn't be more happy to add another sponsor to the list today for today's ball game. And, yeah, happy to be here once again. Thanks for tuning in. Let's go through the sponsor list real quick and talk about all the sponsors that helped bring today's ball game to each and every one of you right here on the Pulse of the Buckeye State. Let's talk about thanks to your presenting sponsors, MJ Recruiters and Financial Design Agency of Ohio, as well as MST Sauce Company, First National Bank of Sycamore, Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, TPC Food Service, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, Rodgers Flowers, Phillips Electric, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Ink, Reclaim It, and Bookmeyer Printing, all proud sponsors right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. All right, we're just about set for the first pitch, which will be brought to you by your friends at TPC. But first, let's talk about the keys to the game. Of course, keys to the game brought to you by your friends at Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. Folks, if you haven't stopped out and checked out the new menu, I keep telling you about it. What are you doing? Come on. Go out there. Find out for yourself. I shouldn't have to tell you this stuff, but I am, and I'm going to. Check it out for yourself. Once again, the great new menu at Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. So we're just about ready for the first pitch. Tiffin Calvert will be the home team today. So you'll see the defense first, and you'll see the Hillsdale Falcons, their offensive potent lineup, come up to the plate first here today. Once again, keys to the game brought to you by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, and we had a chance to sit down and talk with Matt Coleman. Now, the Zoom quality was not the best, so we decided not to use it. We were going to play it in the pregame. I thought it was a really cool interview, but for whatever reason, our audio quality, we had some issues. We're still dealing with studio issues right now, so we're trying to get all the kinks worked out there. We got our road set up pretty good, but anyways, I sat down and had a great conversation with Matt Coleman, and I'll tell you, the one thing that he said, coming into today, they've really got to play with confidence. They've got to make sure that they know that they belong here. Don't listen to the doubters. Don't listen to anybody. Don't listen to the outside noise. Just know and understand that you're here for a reason and play with confidence. And, I'm really anxious to see this team and the way they attack it today. Once again, your key to the game, play with confidence today for Tiffin Calvert and minimize those mistakes. I really think that's going to be a huge key for Tiffin Calvert. If they have less than one or less errors today, they should be in this ball game. So once again, here is your keys to the game brought to you by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. And let's talk about the Phillips Electric weather report, shall we? It is gorgeous. Folks, I don't have to tell you that because take a look for yourself. Beautiful weather here at Figgie Field here at Sharnsky Stadium. It is right around 85 degrees and just a beautiful, beautiful ball game here. Beautiful day for baseball. Thanks for tuning in here on Heart of Ohio Sports. First pitch coming up brought to you by your friends at TPC Food Service. Once again, a huge thank you to our friends at TPC for all of their help here. Bringing you high school baseball all season long right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. And we are just about ready to get underway here as you hear the roar of the crowd. Huge shout out to Greg Kinn down on the first base side. He's in the Calvert dugout today, manning the camera, and can't thank him enough for all of his services. We wanted to make sure he was mic'd up for today, but we got a lot of metal here at this facility. So here's the first pitch. That one upstairs and outside. Blake Coleman on the mound today for Tiffin Calvert. And they start out with a first pitch outside for a ball. Coleman. That one fired in there across the plate. Fouled straight back into the net. Nick Candle. Lefty standing up there right now. And Coleman lost control of that one. That one came right out of his hand, and you could tell as soon as he let go of it, he didn't like it. So 2-1 the count on Candle. That one inside. 3-1 now. And that one fouled straight back, and that'll bring the count to full. Of course, Coleman was 4th in the SBC in innings pitched with 50 innings pitched on the year, with a 2.1 ERA. And he walks the first batter. He did have a little bit of an issue with walks. He had 16 walks on the season in those 50 innings pitched.
Now
but near the top in
number 5,
strikeouts,
Jack
with
Fickes.
51 strikeouts in 50 innings pitched on the season for Coleman. Runner on first base here in the top of the first. Hillsdale and Tiffin Calvert here in the regional final. That one gets behind the batter and to the backstop. Yackel able to grab that one. Got the runner down to second base now. And next pitch inside. 2-0 the count now. Jack Fickes standing in the batter's box now. He hits that one well. Left field, back, and gone. Fickes jacks that one to left field and over the fence for a 2-run jack. On a 2-0 count, Jack City sends that one flying into deep left field over that short porch there in left, just 300 feet out there into left field, and he sent it flying well over that fence.
Now batting number 20, Ethan Goodwin.
That next pitch high. Coleman might be a little shook after that one. I don't think he's given up too many homers this year. They haven't seen a lineup like Hillsdale. That one in there for a strike, evens the count at 1-1. Oh, not sure what was wrong with that one. Looked pretty good to me, but that one misses as well. 3-1 the count now. So Coleman calls time here. He wants to come out and talk with his pitcher because I think what's happening right now is Coleman's trying to find the strike zone, and obviously he had some command issues, but now he seems to be settling in right around the plate. But now it's a matter of finding where the umpire's strike zone is, because sometimes it's different. You know, it differs, and they have their consistency. Usually they set that in the first inning where they're going to call those pitches, and that's what they're dealing with right now. Coleman's just trying to find where that Blues zone is, and it's not low today, so we'll have to see the adjustment they make here. 3-1 the count. Ethan Goodwin, the batter. Goodwin hits this one well. Left field, back, and that one's gone. Back-to-back jacks for Hillsdale. And that's not a way to start for Blake Coleman there. on a 3-1 count right after a mound visit. They went up there looking for the right pitch, and they put it right over left field fence twice in a row. 2 home runs back to back. I don't think Coleman's given up 2 home runs all year. So Goodwin and Fickus go back to back. Now 3-0. Hillsdale on top of Tiffin Calvert. Still nobody out here in the top of the first.
Now batting number 3, Caden Fickus.
That'll bring up Caden Fickus. That pitch high. Coleman's just got to settle down here, just got to settle in here. You can tell emotion's probably getting the best of him right now. He's just got to settle himself down. 1-0, he comes inside with a fastball and brushes back the batter. 2-0 the count now. After giving up back-to-back home runs, that one's probably a little bit on purpose maybe. 2-0 the count. That went upstairs, 3-0. Well, I think Coleman's figuring out if he throws it over, it's either going to go out or it's going to get called a ball. And that one, a 4-pitch walk to Fickus.
Keep it rolling, Marky!
And that'll bring up Mark Abel.
Keep it rolling, Marky!
Now batting number 10.
So 2 walks, 2 hits, both of them home runs. And now Abel standing in the batter's box for Hillsdale. There he gets that one to go in there for a strike. So he's got a pretty nice curveball if he locates. I think a lot of this, they're tattooing that fastball. He's just got to keep that out of the strike zone. Just drop that curve in there. Once again, fastball. This one hit to center field, but Otterbacher camps under it to make the first out here in the top of the first. I do have a correction on Caden Otterbacher. I said he had a torn rotator cuff. No, he has a slightly torn labrum, so had a fan come up to me and make that correction.
Now batting number 7.
I wanted to make sure I make that redaction on the air live. There's that one in there for a strike. Coleman starts him out with a fastball or a curveball on the outside corner. Jake Hoverstock in the batter's box now. Snap throw to first, and it gets away from the first baseman. And that one is going to be trouble as it gets away from Paul. And yeah, I think that one was definitely on the first baseman there. It's a catchable ball, but I think Paul was just not ready for it there. So runner down at second base now with 1 out. 3-0 Hillsdale here in the top of the first. Blake Coleman. 0-1 count here on Hoverstock. Drops that one in there for a strike. 0-2 now. Just worry about the batter at the plate now. 0-2 on Jake Hoverstock. Shortstop here today. Overstock hits that one into center field, and that's going to drop in there for a base hit. Otterbacher comes up throwing, but they're going to score another run there. Now it is 4-0 Hillsdale. And a runner down at first base with still just 1 out. That was an 0-2 count, and Hoverstock just laced that one right into left field for a base hit. A mound visit there from Nick Palm. Coming out just instill some confidence in his pitcher. Braylon Jarvis now batting. And Jarvis hits this one into center field, but now that runner who was on first is going to have to retreat as he was off running on the pitch. Maybe a little hit and run action there possibly for the Falcons, but either way, this runner stays at first base and now 2 outs.
Bring it on, Maxie!
Now batting number 14, Max Vesper.
That'll bring up Max Vesper, the DH, batting left-handed. You can tell these Falcons, they were ready to tee off today. Must have had a good round of BP because, man, they're lining everything up. That went outside. Let's take a look at our Skycam. Skycam perspective brought to you by your friends at MJ Recruiters, presenting sponsor for today's game, as well as our scoreboard sponsor, Financial Design Agency of Ohio. That one misses. Now 3-0 the count on Vesper. Runner down at first base, 3-0. That one in there for a strike, and runner looked like he thought about going but decided against it. 3-1 the count, 2 down. Runner down at first base. Blake Coleman comes set. The pitch. That one hit to the second baseman, and it gets past him and into right field. And the runner down scampers down to third base, so now they have a runner at first and third with 2 outs. And now, bottom of the order, Daniel Painter. Standing in the batter's box now.
Now batting number 2, Daniel Painter.
That first pitch in there for a strike. 4-0 Hillsdale here in the top of the first. 2 down, runner at first and third. The 0-1 from Coleman. That one misses. Throw down to second, and if he would have had that. And now another run scores as that one gets away from Nick Palm. So throw down to second, gets away from the shortstop. And the runner down at third will scamper his way home, so they're putting the pressure on. They're aggressive on the base paths here today. 5-0 Hillsdale now. The 0-2, that one misses. 1-2 the count on Painter. That one hit foul down the left side. But they are just teeing off on him right now. They are, everything that he's putting over the plate, they're squaring up on right now. I think every batter in this lineup has had contact on him in one way, shape, or form, whether it's a fly out or a foul or something. Now the count even at 2-2. Swing and a miss. Coleman with the strikeout on the 35th pitch in the first inning. 5-0 Hillsdale as they take the field with a huge cushion to start this one out.
Keep up with Ohio High School Athletic Association tournament.
And a rough start for the Senecas. Blake Coleman. Thanks for tuning in here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Caden Fickus on the mound for Hillsdale today.
Connect with the OHSAA so that you can stay connected.
Let's take a moment and thank all of our sponsors for bringing you today's broadcast. Once again, today's broadcast presented by MJ Recruiters and Financial Design Agency of Ohio.
Digital tickets for the state tournament can be purchased by going to www.
Boy, we did something. Something happened out there. I'm not sure what happened. Table fell over. Yep, I think everybody's all right, hopefully. No, everybody's good? Okay, we're good. All right. Not sure what happened, but hopefully everybody's okay. Let's go through our sponsor list once again, shall we? Thanks to MST Sauce Company, First National Bank of Sycamore, Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, TPC Food Service, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, Rodgers Flowers, Phillips Electric, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Reclaim It, and Bookmeyer Printing, all proud sponsors here on Heart of Ohio Sports, where the city of Tiffin has caught baseball fever here over the last couple of weeks, especially this week in particular, with both Tiffin teams making it here into the regional finals. Not many cities in the state of Ohio that can say they have two teams in regional finals right now. Little Tiffin, Ohio is one of them. Once again, Caden Fickus on the mound for Hillsdale. I want to give a big shout out to our new presenting sponsor. As you notice the scoreboard logo there, that's Financial Design Agency of Ohio. Aaron Smith and Weston Reinbolt are the leaders in the office, and they're both licensed to help you with your financial planning and insurance needs. They have locations in Tiffin and Fostoria. They're dedicated to serving their clients and providing helpful financial guidance. Financial Design Agency of Ohio is built on integrity, leadership, and excellence. Their goal is to assist their clients in understanding their needs and to create financial strategies that help them plan ahead. Once again, proud sponsor here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Leading off for Tiffin Calvert, Nick Palm. First pitch in there for a strike from Fickus. That one just misses. 1-1 the count. Nick Palm near or at the top of the leaderboards in the SBC in just about every offensive category. Misses with that one. 2-1 the count. If you can say anything, at least he's consistent with that strike zone, because Blake wasn't getting that call in the first either. And Palm's going to lace that one down the left field line, and it's just foul. As that one could have been trouble, but lands just foul, and Palm will come back with the count now even at 2-2. Second in the SBC in on-base percentage, .589 on the season. That .482 batting average. Slugging percentage, .699. And Palm fouls that one back. The 2-2. And Palm hits that one into right field. That's going to drop for a base hit. It could be trouble. He's rounding first, heading for second. And he's in there with a stand-up double to lead off the ball game. And he looks at that dugout and he says, let's go, guys. No mountain too tall for this team. They've climbed them all this year. 5 runs. They've already overcome that deficit already this year. So I don't think they think anything. They think anything is possible here today.
16, Garrett Spawn.
Garrett Spawn now standing in the batter's box. Yesterday, he hit a home run of his own over that left field porch. Of course, Garrett Spawn, the Heidelberg commit. Another hit right into right field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Palm rounding third, heading home. The throw, he's in safely. And Tiffin Calvert tacks one on the board. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first. 5-1. And the Senecas say turnabout is fair game here, as the first two runners are aboard. And one run on the board for the Senecas here. 2 hits, nobody out. And Caden Fickus trying to settle in here. That first pitch drops in there for a strike to Mason Johnson. Johnson, another one of those big boppers in the middle of the lineup. He's got 2 home runs of his own on the season. .405 batting average. .619 slugging percentage. He leads the SBC in RBIs with 39, and he slaps that one in between first and second base. So, folks, we might have a little bit of an offensive explosion here today. I'm here for it. Let's go. 5 in the top. Let's go 5 in the bottom. Let's go.
Now batting number 10, Hunter Yekel.
Now batting Hunter Yekel, who had a triple and a double yesterday. .267 batting average on the season, but like I said yesterday, it doesn't tell the whole story. That pitch bounces in there. 1-0 the count. Yekel, slow dribbler to right. And pitcher covering is going to beat the runner to first, but he does his job. He moves the runners over. That's what you call a soft bunt right there. Swinging bunt for Hunter Yekel as he moves the runners over now. Just 1 out, and runners at second and third.
Now batting number 15, Max Paul.
That first pitch gets outside and in the dirt. Nice job by that catcher to stay in front of that one. Max Paul, starting pitcher yesterday, went 7 innings for the Senecas. Got into a little bit of trouble at the end, but was able to close it out and pick up the final out, stranding 2 runners on for a 5-3 victory. Paul fouls that one straight up the elevator shaft. And the catcher drops the ball! He dropped the ball! Wow! So Max Paul will stay alive. A 2-1 count. And Paul gets another chance to see if he can make something happen. Yeah, that's catcher's call. Anything behind the foul lines, those are catcher's ball. That should have been played right there. Dan Painter with the error. And Paul, that's going to score a run. The runner over to first is out, but Matt, you're going to get a run scored, and Mason Johnson scoots his way over to third base now. So 5-2 is your score.
Now batting number 9, Reed Warnament.
And that'll bring up Reed Warnament. Runner down at third base, 2 outs. Warnament, soft dribbler back to the pitcher. An underhand to first, and that'll be the end of the first inning. The Senecas scratch across 2. They get 2 back. They still trail by 3. 5-2 is your score. We head to the top of the second here at Figgie Field at Sharnsky Stadium. A little bit of excitement here.
Herf Jones is your source for all.
Hopefully we get a little bit more of an offensive explosion from both teams here, as I love offensive baseball. It keeps people excited, keeps people tuned in.
Celebrated for more than 100 years. For more information, go to herfjones.com.
Top of the second coming up here. And you'll have the top of the order back up for Hillsdale. Blake Coleman coming back out for his second inning of work. Gave up 4 hits and 5 runs. 3 of those runs on back-to-back jacks from Jack Fickus and Ethan Goodwin. That put Hillsdale on top 3-0. Coleman, on the year, he's had some pretty good numbers. That's why the way he started this game is pretty surprising if you've been following this team all year. 50 innings pitched, 16 walks, 51 strikeouts, just 15 earned runs. He's got a 2-4 record, but a 2.1 ERA. Those 4 losses, each one of them were by 1 run. So this kid, I mean, he's pitched a heck of a year. So that first inning was not indicative of what we've seen from him this season. Just a freshman. He's still got a lot of growing room.
Number 6, Nick Candle.
Coach of the son of head coach Matt Coleman. That one misses. 1-1 the count. Nick Candle standing in the batter's box now. Drew a leadoff walk at the top of the first. And once again, he shows that good eye. Watches that one outside. 2-1 the count. Grounder to first base, and Max Paul will field that one and step on the bag for the first out. So the first out coming a lot quicker here in the second inning for Blake Coleman. Second time through the order now. He was able to retire the last batter on his 35th pitch in the last inning.
Number 5, Jack Fickus.
Now Jack Fickus, who had a jack to left field his last time up, and I really don't think that was on purpose at all. You're talking about a freshman pitcher. It was an off-speed pitch. I really think if he was trying to hit him, he probably would have thrown a fastball. Just being honest. We've seen a few pitches get out of his hand already today, so I highly doubt that was on purpose because he hit a home run. But
number 20, Ethan Goodwin.
You'll have that from the contingency. That's right. That first pitch misses. I thought that looked pretty good. Might have scraped across and maybe exited the strike zone before it was a strike. So 1-0 the count. Runner down at first base. 1 down. That one outside. 2-0 the count now. Ethan Goodwin at the plate. Jack Fickus down at first base. Snap throw to first, and the runner dives back safely. Coleman does have a really good pickoff move to first. He's had a couple of guys picked off this season. So a lot of times if he catches a guy leaning, he can get him out. The 2-0. Outside, 3-0 the count. Goodwin, last time at the plate, put one over the left field fence. And Coleman gets that one to drop in there for a strike. Like a little bit of an off-speed pitch there from Coleman. Seems to be getting that curve to drop. Runner's off, and doesn't really matter because it's ball 4. So Ethan Goodwin draws a walk. That'll bring up the pitcher, Caden Fickus. And now we have a mound visit. Call to the bullpen, of course, brought to you by your friends at Rodgers Flowers. And that is going to close the book on Blake Coleman after 1 1/3 innings pitched. Matt Coleman's going to go to the bullpen. And for that, I think he's going to go to Mason Johnson. That is indeed the call. Mason Johnson, of course, he came in against Hopewell Loudon and really kind of shut it down for Tiffin Calvert. 25 innings pitched on the year, 1.68 ERA, 26 strikeouts, 15 walks, just those 6 earned runs on the year. 3-1 record. He is their relief pitcher, and I think he would be their long relief pitcher if they had one in that role. This is a kid who, some of these pitchers in this league, they struggle with consistency and finding the strike zone. I think Mason Johnson, if he's on, he's always around the strike zone. So he's got a nice off-speed pitch, and he couples that with a really nice fastball. Sitting high 70s for his fastball, and that off-speed pitch sitting in the 60s really kind of ties up hitters and has them sometimes out in front flailing away. So we'll see what he's able to bring to the table here as he comes into this one, facing a 5-2 deficit. And runners on first and second base with just 1 out here in the top of the second. So Blake Coleman will assume his position at second base. Garrett Spawn will now move over to third, and that'll put Mason Johnson at pitcher.
So third to pitcher, pitcher to second, second to third. No change in line. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention. Now pitching for Calvert, number 34, Mason Johnson. Now playing second base for Calvert, number 14, Blake Coleman.
All right.
Now playing third base for Calvert, number
So once
16,
again,
Garrett Spawn.
Mason Johnson on to pitch to Caden Fickus. Righty-righty matchup here. Johnson, first pitch gets away from the catcher. Now runners will scamper down to second and third base. So Johnson's first pitch, I don't think that was a bad pitch, just got away from the catcher.
At bat for Hillsdale is number 3, Caden Fickus.
So now runners at second and third with just 1 out. 1-0 the count. And that one, a soft pop-up first base side. Max Paul gloves it for the second out, and that is a huge out right there, as they had runners at second and third with just 1 out, but unable to capitalize there, as Fickus was unable to get that one out of the infield. And so now 2 down. That'll bring up Mark Abel.
Now batting number 10, Mark Abel.
Abel playing second base here today. That first pitch high for a ball. Johnson loves. I don't know what happened there. I don't know how that happened, but
in the top of the second,
I never pressed that button.
No runs, no hits, no errors. There were 2 men left on base.
So 2 men left on. No runs scored. Mason Johnson comes in and shuts down the Falcons lineup. And a great job by Johnson there to escape that jam. We head to the bottom of the second. Still 5-2, Hillsdale. Thanks for tuning in here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Nate Mullins here in the press box. We've got Greg Kinn manning the cameras down on the first base side in the Calvert dugout. Huge thank you to Greg today. Of course, we tried to get him mic'd up, but his mic is just, the reception just, let's just say it's not the best. So we're just going to stick with what we've got, and we'll just carry it from up here. Might have Josh Morgret come join me up here in the press box for maybe an inning or two. He's the sports editor for the Advertiser, well, a sports writer for the Advertiser Tribune in Tiffin. He was there yesterday for the Tiffin Columbian game, as I see Josh actually making his way over here now. So perhaps he could be possibly coming to join me this moment. And look at that. I'm pretty good at timing sometimes. Bottom of the second coming up here. Harry Schultz leading off for Tiffin Calvert. I want to give a shout out to our presenting sponsor here today. You see the logo up there in the top left corner. That is MJ Recruiters. What are they? They specialize in technical and professional manufacturing recruitment in the Ohio region. In business for over 17 years. Schultz fouls that one off to the left. They recruit candidates in operations, engineering, quality, material procurement, and manufacturing accounting, including IT and HR. Learn more about MJ Recruiters at mjrecruiters.com. And Schultz fouls that one at the plate. 0-2 the count now on Harry Schultz. Righty-lefty matchup here. Not going to get many dirty baseballs here today. This beautiful field here. Field turf all throughout this facility. That one, I think, might have hit him, but yeah, they're going to say it hit him. Hits his foot on a 1-2 pitch. He comes inside, and it drills his foot. I don't think the catcher agreed with it, but I think the umpire saw it and said, no, that hit his foot. I don't think the coach agreed with it either because he's giving him an earful. Maybe they're just talking about where they want to go for dinner afterwards. That could be it.
Now batting number 3, Dylan Stevens.
That'll bring up Dylan Stevens. Bottom of the second, nobody out. Snap throw to first, and Schultz dives back safely. Digging the black dots out of his eyes right now. Another throw to first, and runner back safely. I tell you, he better make sure his first baseman's ready if he's throwing that ball over there. He nearly got that one to get away from his first baseman. Inside, 1-0 the count now on Dylan Stevens. Inside once again, 2-0 the count. Stevens, this one fouled off to the right and hits the dugout of the Senecas. 2-1 the count. Snap throw to first. Runner dives back safely. Third time he's thrown down to first in the last 6 throws. He's got 3 pitches to the plate and 3 throws to first. And that one in the dirt or in the turf. 3-1 the count. Schultz lead at first. That one outside. And a hit by pitch and a walk. Puts 2 runners on with nobody out here in the bottom of the second, and that's going to draw a mound visit here from the coach. So we're going to have the infield come in here for this one. Mr. Morgret, what are we doing? Whenever you feel like it, buddy. Like I said, don't feel pressure to stay the whole time. It's a little cramped up here, so. But, yeah, absolutely. Josh Morgret coming up to join me here in the press box. I'm sure he's liking the opportunity to get out of that sun. It's beaten down out there. Greggy's got a nice little shade over there. All right. How we doing, sir?
Good, buddy. How you doing up here?
I'm doing wonderful. Thanks for joining me.
It is warm down there, that is for sure.
It's a little bit warm, yeah. Nice and comfy up here.
Yeah, not bad. Nice view up here.
Yes, best seat in the house. And that hits Coleman, so that'll put Coleman on first and load the base. Did it hit him? No, it didn't hit him, actually.
Yeah, it looks like maybe went behind him.
Yeah, wild pitch gets behind the batter. Well, I thought it hit him in a in the rear end.
Maybe look like maybe he jumped out of it, but hey, I mean,
Must have just got out of the way there.
Calvert's runners got to move up though.
I'll tell you what, if that was me, it definitely would have hit me in the rear end.
Take one for the team.
Coleman hits that one right to the shortstop, throw to the plate, and he's out.
Ouch.
Schultz tried to score from third, and that was obviously the play to make there. Catcher in front of the plate obstructed Schultz from getting to the plate, and there was no way he was getting there.
You definitely like the aggressiveness there, but that's one of those, you know, maybe you hesitate, let him throw it to first, and he's probably scoring pretty easily.
Yeah. So runners at first and third now.
Nick Palm.
Nick Palm at the plate. Palm, first time up. Had a base hit. And that second pitch, high and outside, 2-0 the count now.
Runners on the corner here. He probably want to try to put it in play, get a little something going here.
That's right.
He doubled in the first inning, so that could be big if he could put one in the gap here again, probably score them both.
That's right. That one in there for a strike from Fickus. One out. Bottom of the second. Runners at first and third. 2-1 the count on Nick Palm. Righty-lefty matchup here. Fickus goes to third and actually decides not to throw it because there was nobody there. It was with his motion. He never picked up his foot.
Calvert fans are hoping for a balk here.
Hang on. They're going to call in the umpire crew here and talk about that just for – no, they're not.
Nope.
Never mind.
We're good.
Second base umpire says, no, we got – no.
Yeah, he would have called it immediately.
I got dinner reservations.
Yeah, he would have called it immediately if it was.
We're not wasting time on anything.
Said move it along, move it along.
That's right. Palm fouled this one down the left side into the bullpen. Evens the count at 2-2. I think the only statistic that Nick Palm's not in the top 5 in the SBC in is RBI. The 2-2. And he's going to hit that one. And there's an RBI for him right there. Seneca's tack on another one, and they draw to within 2 now. It is 5-3.
Big play there by Blake Coleman going to third base on the play, too.
Huge.
Now you got runners on first and third again for Garrett Spawn.
Huge. You got to be aggressive on the base paths, and that was Blake Coleman right there as he pushed that one from second to third. And now runners at first and third, still just one out as Garrett Spawn strolls to the plate here.
Yeah, now you got your two best hitters coming up with, again, runners on the corners, just one out.
Spawn hits that one to the shortstop. They're going to come home again with the throw.
They got him again.
And they got him at the plate once again.
Ouch.
What a job by the catcher to get that throw down, as that one actually looked a little bit off target, but a great job by Painter to grab that one and snag it, put it right down where it needed to be.
That's one of those. That shortstop knows exactly where he's coming with that ball if it happens.
Absolutely, and that's something they practice. You can tell.
Yeah.
He knew exactly where to come with that one.
Honestly, when he hit it, Nate, I thought Spawn was going to have to beat out the double play. It was hit pretty hard to him.
That one in there for a strike to Mason Johnson, who took over as the pitcher here in the top half of the inning.
Calvert's definitely showing they can hit this kid.
Johnson fouls that one straight back. Take a look at that sky cam. Beautiful footage here at this gorgeous facility. Figgie Field at Sharnsky Stadium here, Gilmour Academy, home of the Lancers.
Nice field. Definitely, I was down on the field before the game. The all turf. There's not, a lick of grass, which is nice on those rainy days. You don't have to do a whole lot to get the field ready. You're ready to go and play ball.
Absolutely.
Today is not one of those days, though.
The 0-2. Johnson fouls that one down first base side. So just a little bit in front of that one. Count stays at 0-2. 2 down. Bottom of the second. Seneca's with a lot of opportunities here. 2 runners thrown out at the plate. They got to take advantage here. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Huge pitch there by Fickus to get out of the inning with just 1 run scored after all of that mess. Josh, I mean,
that's tough. I mean, that's a 2 or 3 run inning right there. We easily could be tied after 2 innings.
That's got to be frustrating for Tiffin Calvert. They had so many opportunities there. It could have been a tie ball game if those 2 plays go differently. You're talking about a tie ball game, but great heads-up play by the shortstop. You got to give credit where credit is due. A great job by the shortstop coming home in both of those situations to keep it a 2-run lead for the Falcons. We head to the top of the third. Still 5-3 Hillsdale.
Start it rolling, Jake.
Braylon Jarvis up next for, no, actually, it's Jake Haverstock and then Braylon Jarvis. Hoverstock, the shortstop, a couple of heads-up plays there in that last inning. Coming home with that. Fickus, 32 pitches through 2 innings. And Mason Johnson now on for his second inning of work. He came in with 2 runners on in the top of the second and was able to get out of the jam after moving those runners over to second and third. Did not surrender a run. That one gets away from Yakel, but I think there's a little bit of confusion here because that's the second time that's happened with Johnson and Yakel, and I think he just wants to talk it over with him.
Yeah, better to get on the same page right now before we get into a bigger situation.
Absolutely.
Over in Bowling Green, Akron Hoban up 1-0 after 3 innings on Columbian.
It's going to be a tough matchup for Tiffin Columbian. Hoban, the defending state champions in Division II. Of course, Columbian took out the #1 team, the #1 overall seed in Division II. That one hit well, Hoverstock into left field, but this is playable as the left fielder camps under it and makes the play. That's the first out of the inning.
Had him lined up pretty good. He didn't move a whole lot to get to that one, so perfect played. And
squared up on it pretty good, though. They've been hitting the ball pretty well.
Yeah, especially the left field.
Number 25, Braylon Jarvis.
That'll bring up Braylon Jarvis. Jarvis hits that one into center field. Otterbacher camps under it and squeezes it for the second out. So quickly, 2 quick outs for the Senecas.
This is exactly what you needed from Mason Johnson to go out there and eat up 7 innings. The offense is putting up runs. Just if you can keep him at 5, you're really going to give yourself a chance here soon.
Absolutely.
Now batting number 14, Max Vesper.
That'll bring up Max Vesper. This lineup, they're aggressive with their approach at the plate, but I'm not sure that's going to pay off against Mason Johnson. They've got to be patient and really wait for their pitch because those first couple pitches, he's going to give you something to swing at, but you're not going to be able to do much with it.
Yeah. Just go out there and throw strikes,
That went in there for a strike.
That was nice.
Evens the count at 1-1. Of course, Johnson was 9th in the SBC with that 1.68 ERA. Ooh. What a curve as he dropped that one, 12-6.
Yes.
And put that one right in there for a strike. 1-2 the count now.
Looked like it buckled Vesper's knees a little bit. See if he goes back to it here.
The 1-2. Skip that one in the dirt. Evens the count at 2-2. 2 outs here in the top of the third. 5-3 Hillsdale. And that one popped up first base side, and Max Paul gloves it for the final out. So a 1-2-3 third inning for Mason Johnson. He goes out there and takes care of business, and those Senecas go into that dugout. They're feeling a little bit of momentum here, Josh.
Yeah, that was like I said, that's exactly what they needed. 1, 2, 3, boom, get out of there, get the offense back up.
They got to feel like they can play right now. You know,
absolutely.
You start out 5-0 in the top of the first, you got to be thinking, oh God, man, what is going on? But now you start to scratch and claw your way back. It's a 2-run game, and with this team, I'm telling you, Josh, anything's possible.
I mean, they were down 5-2 going into the 7th with St. Paul, and
bottom of the 7th against St. Paul, down 5-2. They were able to score 4 runs to come back and win that one in the district final.
Yes, and that was a good St. Paul team. That wasn't some Joe Schmo that made it a miracle run to the district final. But like you said, down 5-0. It's 5-3. You're in third. You got number 4 hitter coming up to start the inning. See if you can get another run or 2 on the board here.
Hunter Yackel up next for Tiffin Calvert. Bottom of the third coming up here for Tiffin Calvert. Let's take a moment and thank all of our sponsors once again for bringing you today's broadcast here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Thanks to our presenting sponsors, MJ Recruiters and Financial Design Agency of Ohio, as well as MST Sauce Company, First National Bank of Sycamore, Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, TPC Food Service, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, Rodgers Flowers, Phillips Electric, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Reclaim It, and Bookmeyer Printing, all proud sponsors right here on the pulse of the Buckeye State, Heart of Ohio Sports.
Bottom of the third, number 10, Hunter Yackel.
Dealt with some broadcast software issues this morning on the show. Oh, swing and a miss. Nice pitch by Fickus. Starts him out with an off speed, and Yackel was just guessing. The 0-1. That one in the dirt. Evens the count at 1-1. So if you're here, Josh, then who's at Columbian then?
Matt and I.
Oh, that's right. You told me that earlier today. What am I thinking?
Yep. It sounds like the kid that's going to Vanderbilt, the sophomore's proving why he's going to Vanderbilt as a sophomore. Also started the state championship game last year. I didn't know that till after we talked this morning.
And Yackel hits that one into left field. That's trouble. It's going to drop for a base hit. And Yackel rounds first. He's headed for second.
Hello.
Dives in there for a leadoff double here in the bottom of the third. That is the 5th hit for Tiffin Calvert here, and it comes in the bottom of the third as Hunter Yackel leads things off for the Senecas and puts a runner in scoring position here for Max Paul with nobody out.
Number 15,
it's a nice hit.
Paul.
Hunter went opposite field with that, kind of poked it out there towards left field as a left-handed batter and kind of dropped, and he was on his horses and running.
Swing and a miss. Nice pitch there by Fickus. Had Paul out in front. Max Paul with a .227 batting average on the season, but a .372 on-base percentage, as he did draw 18 walks on the season. Had more walks than hits. 18 walks and 17 hits on the season. So 0-2 now, down in the count. He's got to change his approach here. Maybe shorten up the stroke. Time called here.
Not something he can do now, but I'm kind of surprised maybe Calvert didn't go to a short game. I mean, you want Max to swing away, but man, runner on third with 1 out would have been nice for the next couple of hitters coming up, but 2 strikes, you can't do it now.
And another step off by the pitcher here. A little miscommunication between pitcher and catcher, I think. The 0-2 from Fickus. And Max Paul swinging out in front. Swinging away. And goes down swinging. 3 straight strikes. And that was a warning issued to the dugout there as Paul slams his bat on the ground in frustration.
Now batting number 9, Reed Warnament.
And that'll bring up Reed Warnament. One down here in the bottom of the third. And that one stays in front of the catcher. Nice job there by Painter, keeping it in front of him. Dan Painter's done a really nice job behind the plate here in this one so far.
Yeah, he's going to that off-speed pitch a lot, and a couple of them are bouncing in there, but
The 1-0 fouled down the right side by Reed Warnament. The 1-1 outside and in the dirt. 2-1 the count.
heavy dose of curveballs, off-speed pitches is hitting all of a sudden. Calvert's been hitting the fastball pretty well, though, those first 2 innings. So
Yep. That's an adjustment there.
can't throw the curveball strike, don't matter.
Swing and a miss. Well, I think if you show the curve and then you come back with that kind of a fastball on the outside, I mean, it's tantalizing to those hitters. It's really hard to lay off that pitch.
Right.
Especially when you're showing curve, switching speeds like that.
Shook off his catcher here, see what it is.
Warnament, slow roller down the third base side. No play. Actually, they got a runner caught now. Yakel caught between second and third. And now he turns around, and he's going to be caught for the out at second base. So that's the second out of the inning. Frustrating for Tiffin Calvert because in that situation, you know, if Yakel had stayed at second or just a little closer to second base, they got runners at first and second with just 1 out. Now, runner down at first with 2 outs.
Yeah, Warnament was, I'm pretty sure, was beating that out.
Yeah, oh, for sure. He had no play down at third base. There was absolutely no play, but Yakel kind of got caught in no man's land there.
Yeah, I think he was expecting the throw to first, and he was going to get to third. But
Schultz wears another one. That's the second time he's been hit by a pitch. They must not like him or something. I wonder if that was a warning. I don't know. Because that is the second time he hit the same batter.
Calvert's got a chance here again. 2 outs. You need a big 2-out hit, but there's runners at first and second. Put it in the outfield, and you're probably going to get a run in.
Number 3, Dylan Stevens.
Dylan Stevens standing in the batter's box now. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. Stevens swings and misses at that one. Nice off speed there from Fickus. First and second base now. 2 outs. 0-1 the count on Dylan Stevens. Misses. 1-1 the count. The 1-1. Misses again. 2-1 the count. So after getting ahead of the hitter, he's now fallen behind 2-1 to Dylan Stevens.
Stevens did walk in his first at bat, so he's shown plenty of patience here today.
Once again, misses. So now, after getting ahead of the batter 0-1, now falling behind 3-1.
It looked like Hillsdale had number 10 Mark Abel warming up in the bullpen there that last half inning. So curious to see how long Hillsdale coach Jason Snell lets him go here.
And that one misses. So 4 straight balls puts Dylan Stevens on base to load the bases. And that'll bring up Blake Coleman. Coleman coming up now with the bases loaded and 2 outs.
Number 14.
Now this would be a chance for this young freshman to come through and make up for his start here today.
Definitely gets a chance to redeem himself.
That's
here.
right. 2 down, bases loaded. Coleman, that's going to be trouble. And no, just foul. Oh, just foul.
Boy, Nate, that looked maybe 2 or 3 feet. That was foul. Whew. I don't know if he would have got to third on triple, but I think for sure Calvert might have scored all 3 runs right
that probably
there.
would have cleared the bases if that was fair.
If it would have, especially if it would have got by the right fielder and got to the fence, that's a 3-run double or triple there.
Right fielder did a pretty good job of trying to track that down, though. I mean, he was on his horse.
Went opposite field with that, so he was a little behind. It looked like fastball there, too. So
0-1 the count now on Coleman here. Skips that one in there. Evens the count at 1-1.
Man, if you're Calvert, you got to be a little patient here. He's I don't know, he's up to 3 or 4 walks here in the game. 2 walks and 2 hit batters so far.
Outside, 2-1 the count now.
Yeah, my walk's just as good as getting a base hit for the most part.
Go ahead run down at first base. Coleman.
Hello.
Oh, it gets down.
Hello.
It's a base hit. 1 run will score.
Oh, he holds
and,
it.
oh, wow. Stevens is going to be caught in between second and third.
Safe.
I can't believe they didn't.
My
Wow.
gosh.
They got him?
Yep.
They're saying he was out at second base.
Calvert.
They do score a run. However, oh, man. You want to talk about a great opportunity there as Stevens was caught in between second and third. I thought he got back. I thought he was safe, but nope. They're saying he was out. Great job there. A heads-up play to get that ball over to the second base and make the out there as Stevens was kind of caught in no man's land. But Seneca's draw to within 1. They've been down 5-0. Now it's 5-4. And they're coming out with a little bit more momentum, a little bit more energy, a little bit more pep in their step as they take the field here in the top of the 4th.
He was definitely trying to get back to second base there, but if you think about it in that quick split second, if you get yourself in a rundown, they had the runner at third. Maybe you can get him home before you get tagged out and the run counts, but I think he thought for sure he could get back, and he must have just got him by half a step, it looked like.
You know, if you're Tiffin Calvert, you got to be feeling really confident right now because you know you can score on this pitcher.
Yes.
You know that you've had plenty of opportunities to score. You had 7 hits today, 4 runs on the board in just 3 innings. So you got to be feeling confident right now if you're Tiffin Calvert. Yeah, you're down by 1, but they've come down from a lot. They've come back from a lot more.
Yeah, I mean 5-0 after half inning looks ugly, but the fact is, we're just starting the 4th inning and they're within a run. We still got 4 full innings here. Again, if you can get a 1-2-3 or a quick inning here from Mason Johnson, get them bats back up real quick.
Johnson starts him out with a first pitch curveball, drops in there for a strike. Mason Johnson now on for his 3rd inning of work after coming in the top of the 2nd with 2 runners on. Since then, he has sat them down in order.
Yeah, he's put down all 5 hitters he's faced so far. So
that's right.
That's exactly what you want in relief when your starting pitcher is really struggling.
He's been the steadying force for this team as the relief pitcher. I've seen it multiple times this year. Curveball right back up the middle. Johnson knocks it down, throws it over to first, and gets the out. Huge play there by Mason Johnson, as if he doesn't get to that, nobody else does. That one was going through for a base hit, but Daniel Painter has to be racing back thinking, man, he just robbed me.
Yeah, that was going to be a tough play. I don't know if Nick Palm would have got to that at short. You're definitely right about that. I think that's a leadoff single, but big play by Johnson, and we're back to the top of the order for Hillsdale.
That'll bring up Nick Candle. Candle playing center field here today. Takes that first pitch inside for a ball. 1 out here in the top of the 4th. 5-4 Hillsdale. A nice pitch there by Johnson. There we go. Get that score updated.
Yeah, Nate, you mentioned those 7 hits for Calvert. They're out hitting Hillsdale 7-4.
That's right.
And all of Hillsdale's hits were in the first inning, including those 2 home runs and the first 3 batters. So,
and the first two runners to reach in the second were a hit by a pitch and a walk. So yeah, you're right. All 4 hits, first inning.
Yep.
Johnson misses outside. Now 3-1 the count on Candle.
Don't want to put the top of the lineup on base so easily.
In there for a strike. Now full count at 3-2.
That was a nice pitch by Johnson.
It really
you and
was.
I are right here behind home plate, and looks like he just got that inside corner.
Full count. Here's the pitch, and that one inside, and that's going to put Candle on his second walk here in the ballgame. 2 walks and 3 plate appearances for Nick Candle. That'll bring up Jack Fickus. Back in the first inning, he put one over the left field fence to put the Falcons up 2-0.
5, Jack Fickus.
I'm sure Mason Johnson has that in mind here. Last time he was at the plate, he took one to the back. Johnson starts him out with the first pitch right over the plate for a fastball or for a strike. I don't think that was a fastball. It looked more like a curve.
That was a nice curve. Came back right across the plate. One of those, if he makes contact, it might be just a dribbler on the infield. But
the 0-1. Pitch out there as I think they were trying to catch that runner. Yackel is known for those throwdowns to first and third. He's really good at those snap throws after a pitch. Remember, he caught one guy sleeping at Hopewell Loudon. I think it was Eric Hoover. He caught down at third base. Yackel, throw down to second. He's got a great arm. It's on target, but what a great slide by Nick Candle as he's able to get in there before the tag. He had a good jump there, Josh.
Yeah, Yackel almost got him, but I think the jump was a little too much. He just slid under there. I mean, maybe just a quick second quicker, he might have got him.
1-2 the count now on Fickus. Runner down at second base with 1 out. Fickus hits this one, could be trouble into right, and it's going to drop for a base hit. Max Paul just couldn't find it, couldn't locate the ball. And now runners at first and third here with just 1 out for the Falcons. So now the first hit since the first inning. That one kind of one of those no man's land kind of balls over there, Josh.
Yeah, the good news for Calvert was Nick Candle really couldn't run on the play because I really thought Max Paul was going to get to it, so he had to wait for it to drop. So
I think he just lost it, honestly, because he had it. I thought he had it lined up, and then when he turned around to try to locate the ball again, he must have lost it. So runners at first and third, 1 out. That'll bring up Ethan Goodwin. Johnson drops that one in there for a first pitch strike. Boy, they're spitting on that curve, Josh. They don't want no part of it.
No. It seems like they're sitting on the fastball, but he's locating the curveball very well today.
The 0-1. Curve once again. That one outside. 1-1 the count.
It's a big batter here for Mason Johnson. This is the last batter he didn't face, so this will be one time through the order. And, again, runners on first and third with 1 out.
This one well hit into left. Looks to be playable. No, it's not. That one off the wall, and it ground rule double, so runner's going to have to go back to third. Goodwin adds a double to his day. He's now got a home run and a double to show for it.
We'll see how the rest of the inning goes, but Calvert might have got a break there when that bounced over the fence.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was definitely scoring 2 on that play, and he might even got a triple out of it, but at least you got second and third. You got a chance here to maybe stop the bleeding a little bit.
So now runners at second and third, still just 1 out. And 6-4, Hillsdale in the lead. First pitch in there for a strike. Caden Fickus, the batter. The pitcher.
I think that's the third or fourth straight batter he started with a curveball.
The 0-1. Ooh, I don't know. He held up on that one. Nice job by Fickus. I wasn't sure if it was a strike or not, though.
Yeah, it was close.
It was really close. Nice pitch. Mound visit here as Yackel comes out, talks to Johnson. Palm comes in from the infield. Maybe they might be seeing something they want to take advantage of here. Maybe they might be saying, hey, first play's at home. Let's save the run here.
Yeah, the infield is drawn in for Calvert here. Everybody on the edge of the, what would be the green turf, I guess, the edge of the grass.
And Palm, that's going to go right through for a base hit. Palm dove for it but was unable to get to it, and another run will score for the Falcons. It's now 7-4.
Unfortunately, that's one of the back draws of bringing your infield in. If he's back at normal depth, he probably stops it, maybe at least gets the out. The run probably still scores, but it wasn't a hard struck ball, but when you're playing 5 to 10 feet in further than you usually are, that you have a much quicker reaction time you need.
Now 7-4 Hillsdale. They extend that lead back out to 3.
Now batting number 10, Mark Abel.
Mark Abel. Up next for Hillsdale. That's a foul ball, gets off the bat. I'm sure he's pretty frustrated about that because if that gets away, you know, run scores there. But
kind of one of those you wish you had just swung at it and either fouled it 200 feet down the line and build a little confidence or swing and miss, I guess.
Right.
A little half a check swing. No good.
1 out, 0-1 the count. Runners at first and third. Nice pitch from Johnson and throw down to second. Runner in safely.
No slide on that steal. He was pretty confident he was going to make it, or he was okay getting tagged out, I guess.
They're running on that curve, so, I mean, that's going to be a hard throw for Yackel to make.
Yeah.
0-2 the count here on Abel, and Abel takes a timeout. Steps off to the side, collects himself.
You're a Calvert fan. Boy, would you go for a strikeout here. How big would that be?
Huge. Huge.
Ask and you shall receive.
And that one right down the middle for a strike. Johnson sits him down on 3 straight pitches. That'll bring up Jake Hoverstock. That'll be the first strikeout of the game for Mason Johnson. That first pitch misses. 1-0 the count now. This is Jake Hoverstock. Braylon Jarvis standing on deck. Runners at second and third with 2 outs. Johnson comes set. The 1-0. That one hit first base side. This is a playable ball, and Paul makes the play for the final out. So that was a huge out for the Senecas as Hillsdale was threatening to put some more on the board. They do scratch across 2 more. They take a 7-4 lead, but could have been a lot worse there, Josh.
Definitely. Calvert's got to be fortunate to get out of there with 2, and you know, 1 more hit there, and they're down 9-4, just like the first inning, down 5. So a couple of big pitches there, and it looks like we're going to go to a pitching change here, Nate.
So coming in for Hillsdale, you'll have Mark Abel coming in. He was playing second base. Now he'll come down and play pitcher and see if he can finish this one off for the Falcons. Bottom of the 4th coming up here. Thanks for tuning in here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Give a huge shout out to our sponsors once again. Thanks to our presenting sponsors, MJ Recruiters and Financial Design Agency of Ohio, as well as all of our other sponsors here on Heart of Ohio Sports. MST Sauce Company, First National Bank of Sycamore, Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, TPC Food Service, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, Rodgers Flowers, Phillips Electric, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Reclaim It, and Bookmeyer Printing, all proud sponsors right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. I'll tell you about another one of our fine sponsors here on the Pulse of the Buckeye State. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union has been a part of this community for 70 years. They're a member-driven financial cooperative, and they are delighted to provide a personal touch to an often impersonal industry with a focus on respect and member satisfaction while caring for your financial needs. Stop at Your Legacy, located at 25 Schaefer Park Drive in Tiffin. Your community, your legacy. Federally insured NCUA. Beautiful day for baseball here at Gilmour Academy. Leading off for Tiffin Calvert, Nick Palm.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention now pitching for Hillsdale, number 10, Mark Abel. Now playing second base for Hillsdale, number 3, Caden Fickus. Leading off the bottom of the fourth for Calvert, number 7, Nick Palm.
Yeah, I was asking you, Josh, because I'm not sure where exactly he's committed. I don't know if he is committed anywhere yet. Not positive.
No, Nate,
you
that's
would
a good
think,
question.
with his dad going to Findlay, maybe he might be going over there to join him, but I don't know that for sure. I don't want to say for sure, but hey, if you're listening and you're on the broadcast and you can comment, shoot us a comment. Let us know if you know where Nick Palm is committed. One and one the count here. Mark Abel on the mound for the Falcons. That one in the turf. 2-1 the count.
Yeah, if you're the Senecas, you want to get some hits going here too. You don't want him to get comfortable and get in a groove and get settled in and start mowing them down. You want to keep that hitting going that you got the first 3 innings.
And that one hit up to the middle to the center fielder, and it's off his glove. Palm is going to be on second base now. That is an error on the center fielder, and that'll put Nick Palm at second base with nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth.
Nate, it sure looked like that kid sure thought he had it. I mean, it looked like it was hit straight to him. I mean, he had to take a couple steps back, but he kind of just lollygagged to it, and all of a sudden it was over his head, and he had to stretch. And
it just seemed like he was a little overconfident there.
Yeah, if you're Calvert, you'll take it.
That's right.
Same thing as a leadoff double.
Abel with a step off there, looking down at second base.
Timeout.
I don't know about that motion. You see the way
almost looked like he motioned to the umpire to make sure he was all good.
Yeah.
Abel wears number 10. The 1 is white and the 0 is yellow. As far as I know, the 1 has come off his jersey.
That's the old Norwalk special right there.
I don't know what it reminds me of.
That one fouled at the plate, off to the left. Garrett spawned the batter. Yeah, you notice that when we play. I coach youth football, and when we played Norwalk in a scrimmage last year, about half their players had uniforms just like that. The 0-1, high, evens the count at 1-1. Right back up the middle, right through the middle, and a base hit. Spawn earns himself a board, and the Senecas now have runners at first and third with nobody out.
I thought there for a second, I thought Mark Abel was going to catch it. It went off his glove, and it looked like it stopped it enough for the second baseman to get it.
So close. Went right off his glove.
I didn't see Palm's reaction in a second. I don't know if he would have caught that. That would have been a double play, but again, Calvert kind of gets a fortunate break just by a couple inches here for the second batter in a row.
So nobody out. Bottom of the fourth. Runners on first and third for Mason Johnson. Johnson tees off on that one, but it goes sky high right to the second baseman, and he squeezes it. And they threaten, but they do not try to score from third. So 1 out. Johnson, I think, kind of maybe his eyes got a little big when he saw that one over the middle of the plate, and just didn't have enough of the barrel on it.
Yeah, Palm and Spawn were pretty patient there, and Johnson went after the first pitch.
That'll bring up Hunter Yakel.
Now batting number 10, Hunter Yakel.
Yakel with a double last time up. Righty-lefty matchup here. 1-0 the count. 1 down. Runners on first and third. The 1-0 from Abel. Yakel tees off on that one. Well hit. Back. Oh, just short of the fence.
Woo.
I thought he had enough of that one, but it just falls short of the fence. He gave it a ride, and that was good enough to score a run, but not enough to score 3. I thought that was a game-tying swing right there.
Nate, I thought we were tied off the bat. And the wind's kind of blowing out here from behind home plate towards center, so if it would have been blown out to right, straight out to right, we might be tied right now.
Max Call.
So 7-5. Calvert got back those 5 runs in the first, but they got 2 more to make up now.
The big thing is they're not letting Hillsdale pull away.
That's absolutely right.
They were down 5-0 and even 7-4 here, and they're hanging around for sure.
Nice pitch there by Abel. Gets that one across. I think Paul just showing a little bit more patience as last time he was up there, went down swinging on 3 straight strikes. This time I think he just wants to see his pitch.
Yeah.
Wait for your pitch. Trying to make him pitch to you.
This kid's fresh out. You know, he warmed up in the bullpen for 2 half innings, but come on, make him throw some strikes to you.
That's right. Snap throw to first, runner back safely. Of course, that's Garrett Spawn down there at first, our MST Sauce Company player of the game yesterday. And guess what? Birthday boy today.
19th birthday.
19th birthday for Spawn.
There you go.
There's a hit for Max Paul. That'll get down for a base hit. Runners will stay at, Garrett Spawn will stay at second base, so runners at first and second with 2 down. That'll bring up Reed Warnament.
First hit of the day for Max Paul. He grounded out in the first and scored a run, and that, you know, not a great at bat last time for a strikeout, but bounces back and gets a single and keeps the inning going here.
9, Reed Warnament.
This Seneca's lineup just seems to feed off of each other. You know, they get a little momentum going, and then that just feeds the next guy. That pitch outside to Warnament. 1-0 the count. Abel's come in here in this inning and given up a run and a couple of hits. Next pitch outside, 2-0 the count on Warnament.
2-0 hitters count. He's probably bringing you a strike down the middle here. He doesn't want to fall behind 3-0, so see if Reed can do something with it here.
Warnament hits that one. That's going to be trouble.
That's down.
It should
That's
drop.
down.
That's down for a base hit. Spawn rounds third. He heads for home.
Whoa.
And the Senecas. I think he just barely nicked the plate there.
You better run back and make sure.
If I'm them, I'm telling him, go back and touch home plate. I'm kind of nervous there for a second. I'm telling him to run out there and touch home plate.
I don't think he's going.
I don't think they're going to do it. Nope.
Umpire shook his head no. He's safe.
He's safe.
He's good. He saw it.
He touched the plate. I thought he'd nick that back corner of the plate there. I'm pretty sure I saw his foot touch that back corner. So
It's one of those you're excited. You're running at full speed just in case there's a play, but
So now your score 7-6. Calvert back to within a run.
So 23 is the one in the
got those 2 runs back that Hillsdale got on top of half of the inning.
And these pesky Senecas are not going anywhere.
We were only in the bottom of 4th. It might be the first one to 10 or 12 wins
That's
today.
right.
Lord. They got lights at this field. Oh, no lights at this field. Uh-oh. No.
Yeah, I heard that when they started scoring runs back and forth. I heard the guys up here say, hey, there's no lights here, so hopefully
Calm it down, guys.
hopefully they can,
Yeah, we're closing in on 6:30. We got plenty of light left.
Oh, yeah. We got till 9 o'clock at least.
Oh, unless we go extra innings. No, I better not
Hey,
jinx
don't
myself.
say that
I
now.
got a deadline tonight here. I'm enjoying my time with you, but I still got a story to write later.
Harry Schultz is taking 2 hit-by pitches here.
And now at bat for Calvert, number 2, Harry Schultz.
Abel starts him out with the first pitch for a strike. 7-6 your score, 2 down. Runners at second and third. And that one high. Evens the count at 1-1.
Schultz has been hit by a pitch twice, and the on-deck hitter Dylan Stevens has walked twice, so both of them have been on base both times.
Fair ball down the right
wow.
side, but a great play by the first
Hello.
baseman. What a play. Wow. Who was that first? Owen Hoffman. What a play by that first baseman. Wow.
For Calvert, 2 runs,
Saved a run,
3 hits,
possibly.
so it's 1
I mean,
Probably.
if that would have got away from him,
Oh,
that
yeah.
runner from second's probably scoring there. But nevertheless, we head to the top of the 5th. Seneca's draw to within 1. They put 2 more on the board. They've scored in every inning here today. It's now 7-6 Hillsdale.
We've been producing innovative, high-performance equipment allowing athletes at all levels of sport to reach their full potential. For all your sporting goods needs, from the preseason all the way to the state championship.
Top of the fifth coming up here.
Wellness.com.
Mason Johnson on for his fourth inning of work now. Let me tell you about another one of our proud sponsors here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Give a huge shout out to Phillips Electric. They're in downtown Tiffin. They are an authorized dealer of Whirlpool products. Whirlpool advances technology to the point of simplicity, creating innovation that's forward-thinking. Great design that fits seamlessly into life, and if you find yourself looking for Whirlpool, Maytag, or Kenmore products in Tiffin, well, if you have any questions, just give Greg and Tom Phillips a call, 419-447-3934, or just stop by Phillips Electric, 176 South Washington Street in Tiffin.
Leading off the top of the fifth for Hillsdale, number 25, Braylon Jarvis.
Braylon Jarvis leading things off for Hillsdale here in the top of the fifth. Johnson starts him out with a first pitch that misses. Well, he gave that look like he normally calls the strike.
The
and decided,
umpire was
never
ready
mind.
to call it.
The old Philly fake out there.
I think he was itching to call it.
That went in there for a strike from Johnson to even the count at 1-1.
Nate, I said it when the last inning started, man. Mason Johnson could get through this inning. This is the bottom three of the Hillsdale lineup, man. Give your offense a chance to get back up there.
Swing and a miss. Nice pitch there from Johnson. He had Jarvis out in front of that one. Seven to 6 your score, Hillsdale. And Johnson, that fastball just misses outside, evens the count at 2-2. That was one of those pitches, Josh, where I don't think he was trying to locate that in the strike zone. With that fastball, he just wanted to show it to him outside.
Had to have missed by an inch or two.
Right back up the middle. What a play by Johnson. A comebacker, and he comes out with it. What a play. Snagged that one out of midair.
It was either snag it out of midair or take one off the donker.
Yeah, that was a screamer right back at him.
Mason Johnson's kind of a big boy, and he got down underneath it to kind of reach up over his head and get it.
Showing off his limbo skills.
Not bad. Same thing. That would have been a single if he doesn't make the play.
That one hit to the second baseman, Coleman. Gloves, throws to first, and that's the second out here in the top of the fifth. So quickly, Hillsdale goes 1-2. And that'll bring up Dan Painter, the catcher. Bottom of the order now for the Falcons.
Now batting number 2, Daniel Painter.
Painter chops that one at the plate, foul.
Looks like Hillsdale has another pitcher warming up in the bullpen, Jake Hoverstock.
Yep.
Be interesting to see how long they let Mark Abel go if Calvert continues to hit off him like they did that last inning.
The 0-1. In the turf. Evens the count at 1-1.
You catch yourself wanting to say in the or in the dirt, don't you?
I'm almost there, yeah. They lost control of that one. I feel like he had the movement, but just released a little high. Got to follow through. Got to bring that one down with you.
You'd like to go ahead and get this. This is the number 9 hitter before they get to the top of the lineup.
The 2-1 hit. That's going to be a base hit. That'll drop. Oh, nearly caught.
Boy.
What an attempt by the right fielder. Yeah, he should have. I'll tell you what, Josh. Painter down there at first base, but after that misplay by the right fielder, he should have been on his horse and going for second all the way. With 2 outs, you just keep your horses going.
I was kind of surprised, honestly, off the bat, Nate. I thought that was in the gap. I thought for sure it was a double.
Yeah.
If it gets by to the fence, it's a triple, but, man, what a play to almost make that catch.
Great job by Dylan Stevens almost making that catch out there in right field. Fouled straight back by Nick Candle. Runner down at first here, top of the fifth. 7-6 Hillsdale. They started out 5-0. Then Senecas came back within a run. Then Hillsdale stretched it out to a 3-run lead. Now the Senecas back to within 1. And there's a well-hit ball in the right, but Stevens comes on and makes the catch for the final out. Well, Nick Candle, you can tell he's a little frustrated because he's like, man, I hit that one about as well as you can hit it. But he hit it right to the right fielder. And that'll be the final out here in the top of the 5th. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Still 7-6 Hillsdale.
Game Changer is the official scorekeeping and pitch count report.
Thanks for tuning in here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Nate Mullins and Josh Morgret here, joining you live here in the press box at beautiful Figgie Field at Sharnsky Stadium here in Gilmour Academy
To learn more, go to GC.
in Gates Mills, Ohio, home of the Lancers, for today's Region 13 Division 4 final. Wow.
Second year in a row for Calvert.
Elite 8 for both of these schools. For Tiffin Columbian and Tiffin Calvert, what a season.
Yes, incredible.
I mean, it's been a great ride for both of these schools.
Like we talked this morning, to be one of the last 8 teams in your division for 2 different divisions and tiny little Tiffin. And
yeah.
you think, if both of them would happen to come out on top today, which we'll see what happens, do you think we can get them to, like, scrimmage on Monday or Tuesday or something?
I don't know. That might be a tall task to ask.
I know. Be nice to see. It's just, like we talked this morning, Tiffin is not a huge town, and to have something like this has been an incredible journey and ride.
Yeah. So Mark Abel back on for his second inning of work. Gave up 2 runs in the last inning. 2 runs and 3 hits last inning.
And Nate, we'll see how this goes, but man, it might be a good thing that Calvert's the home team here too.
Yes.
The way it's going, it seems like somebody's going to win this game in the 7th or even later innings.
They seem to have some magic when that's the case, Just saying.
Well, we got the bottom of the lineup coming up here, who's
Dylan Stevens, Blake Coleman, and then back to the top with Nick Palm. That's your 1, 2, 3 here as we start the bottom of the 5th. Once again, 7-6 Hillsdale. Senecas have scored in every inning so far here today. 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, and 2 in the bottom of the 4th. And here we are in the bottom of the 5th.
For Calvert, number 3, Dylan Stevens.
Stevens fouls that one. 0-1 the count. That one high. Evens the count at 1-1.
Stevens and Coleman have both been on base twice, and they're 2 at-bats today, so working from the bottom of the order.
And he hits that one sky high into right field. Looks to be playable, and it is for the right fielder. Nice job by the right fielder calling off the second baseman there. As second baseman retreated at the last second to give way. Nice job by Braylon Jarvis out there in right field.
Now batting number 14, Blake Coleman.
That'll bring up Blake Coleman. 1 out. Nobody on. Coleman hits that one into right field. And it's going to go right back to the right fielder who makes the next play. Jarvis, a little busy out there. Back-to-back putouts. And quickly, Senecas go down 1-2. That'll bring up Nick Palm. Back to the top of the order here for the Senecas.
Palm.
Last time Palm was up, flied out to the center fielder, only the center fielder didn't catch it. Ended up on second base.
This will be the second time through the order here for Mark Abel, too. Palm led off to start the last inning when Abel came in.
That's right. And Palm takes that one on the arm and earns himself a free base.
That was it looked like about a 45, 50-mile-an-hour curveball. He said, I'll take that. Get on base.
That'll bring up Garrett Spawn, runner on first with 2 outs. the birthday boy here.
Number 16, Garrett Spawn.
Spawn put a charge into one yesterday. And that one drops in there for a strike. Nice pitch there by Abel. Runner down at first is Nick Palm. He led the SBC in stolen bases with 18 on the year.
Speedy player at first. If you can put one in the gap or down the line here, maybe you can tie it up.
Right back up the middle to the pitcher. Abel throws it over to first for the final out. So a quick inning for Mark Abel. And Senecas go down 1, 2, and then 4 as Palm wears one on the elbow to earn his way on, but unable to make it home, and still a 7-6 ball game as we head to the top of the 6th. Once again, top of the 6th inning here at Gilmour Academy. And that'll bring out Mason Johnson for his 5th inning of work now. I'll tell you about another one of our fine community-minded sponsors here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Let me tell you about Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. Folks, I mean, one of the staples in the Tiffin community. Stop out, check out their new look menu with some delicious new items added. I mean, they got creative. Let me just say that. They got a lot of new stuff and a lot of the things that you look for when you go to a Mexican restaurant. And the queso, come on, folks, you can't beat that queso. It's to die for. Now, if you've got a big party planned, I know a lot of people got graduation parties coming up, make sure you keep them in mind. Let them do the cooking, folks. Check out their party platters. They got tacos, nachos, all kinds of stuff, folks. I'm telling you, you can't beat it. Get a hold of Lisette and Luis and tell them to take care of you. They'll do the cooking for you. I mean, what better way to be a hero on graduation day than to bring out a taco tray from Xcaret? Come on.
Make me want to go to your graduation party. And I'm on a diet, too.
Hey, tacos are diet friendly.
It's all about the portion size.
That's right. Leading off here in the top of the 6th, Jack Fickus. Johnson starts him out with a fastball high. And Fickus backs off. Might have been a little bit of a brush back there. That one outside. 2-0 the count now.
Nate over in the Sandusky Bay Division, Edison regional champions.
Nice.
3-1 over Otto Hills. So
huge. Any updates on Columbian?
Still 1-0 last I saw.
3-0 the count now as Johnson shows a little frustration after that pitch.
Same thing. You don't want to walk the leadoff hitter with these guys that they got coming up, these big batters that have done damage today.
That one in there for a strike. Fickus showed bunt, but kind of, I think he was just showing it. I don't think he was swinging at all.
I've always wondered that if that's a distraction ploy or.
3-1 the count. That one high, and Fickus earns himself aboard with a leadoff walk. Jack Fickus down at first. That'll bring up Ethan Goodwin. Goodwin had himself a ball game so far here today, a double and a home run. Back in the first. And I think Johnson is well aware of the fact that both of these hitters have teed off on the fastball over the plate. He's not giving them anything to feast on here. The 1-0. Now, once again, he's showing them fastball, but he's keeping that outside. He's not even coming anywhere near the plate with that fastball. 2-0 the count here on Goodwin. Runner down at first, nobody out. Goodwin shows bunt, but Johnson drops that one in there for a strike. Yeah, I wouldn't take the bat out of this guy's hand. I definitely wouldn't be putting the bunt on with him at the plate. 2-1 the count. Johnson misses with that one high and outside. 3-1 on Goodwin. Caden Fick is standing in the on-deck circle. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch by Johnson. I think he actually get a little tip of it.
Yeah, sounded like it.
A little tick.
Full count here. See if Hillsdale puts the runner in motion or not.
3-2 the count on Goodwin. The pitch.
He's going.
And he hits that one in the air. Third base side. Spawn calling off the shortstop to make the play. And he squeezes it for the first out. So Goodwin puts together a nice at-bat, but unable to capitalize as he flies out to third base.
That's a huge out for Mason Johnson, like you noted. I mean, that kid hadn't been retired today with a home run and a double. So.
And he was, I mean, a 3-2 at-bat there. I mean, he was putting it together, trying to put another one in play.
Yeah.
And that one well hit left field. Going back, and at the wall. It'll hit the wall. And this one's looking like it's possibly going to be a game-scoring play at the plate.
Safe.
And safe. Run scores at the plate.
Yeah, I think the relay throw was bobbled just a little bit, enough for him to get in there and slide under there safe.
If Palm had a good transfer there, he was dead. He was dead to rights at the plate.
Yeah, I think he had just rounded third when Palm was really getting that relay throw. He should have been probably out by a couple feet. Now we got both coaches coming to home plate.
Runner down at second base. 1 out. Hillsdale tacks on a run here, 8-6 now. Falcons in the lead. They have never trailed here today.
Looks like we got a pinch hitter coming up, Nate.
Big 34, Jax Rodgers, coming in as a pinch hitter. And he looks like he's ready to eat.
Jax.
Yeah,
It just
Jax
sounds intimidating.
City.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Pinch hitting.
He does not have bionic arms,
Number
folks.
34, Jax Rodgers.
A big roar from the Hillsdale faithful for Jax Rodgers. Comes in as a pinch hitter for the pitcher. First pitch misses from Johnson. 1 out, runner down at second base. Falcons have tacked on a run here in the top of the 6th.
Jax Rodgers is the last name.
You can see that one when it came out of his hand. He didn't have the grip on it that he wanted. 2-0 the count on Rodgers here. Probably got the green light here. Swinging away, and he pops this one right to the first baseman. So a big ovation for Jax Rodgers, but a weak output to the first baseman is the result. That'll bring up Jake Haverstock.
Now batting number 7, Jake Haverstock.
The shortstop. He was a guy out there warming up, so potentially he could be the pitcher next inning. We'll see. Overstock hits that one right to Nick Palm. That's the final out. So Johnson gives up a run, but they keep it to just that one run. 8-6 Hillsdale. We head to the bottom of the 6th. And Tiffin Calvert got to make something happen here. Mark Abel will come back out as the pitcher.
Again, it'd be interesting to see how long his leash is.
Yeah.
Haverstock was warming up, and we'll see if he heads down to the bullpen and throws any, or.
Well, they got him coming out playing shortstop, so I don't think he'll be going out to the bullpen.
No. You're right on, sir. It's a big opportunity for Calvert. They got the heart of the lineup here, 3, 4, 5.
That's right. Coming up next for Tiffin Calvert, Mason Johnson, Hunter Yackel, and Max Paul. As we start the bottom of the 6th here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Thanks for tuning in here. Huge thank you to our presenting sponsors, MJ Recruiters, and Financial Design Agency of Ohio. I told you about both of these fine institutions, but I need to tell you a little bit more about Financial Design Agency of Ohio. They're an independent financial services firm dedicated to assisting clients with their greatest financial concerns. They offer comprehensive investment management and financial strategies coupled with objective advice and recommendations. Their utmost goal is to provide customized strategies that can grow with clients throughout the many milestones of life. They take pride in knowing that they've helped young professionals, growing families, and retirees pursue their financial dreams. First pitch misses low for a ball. And we're underway here in the bottom of the sixth. Mason Johnson leads it off for the Senecas. Up high, 2-0.
Next 4 hitters for Calvert all have a hit today, so string a couple hits together and see what happens.
That one misses. 3-0 the count now on Johnson.
Or be patient and get on base.
Abel a little bit frustrated after that one, you could see. He was wearing it on his face. Time called by the batter. No, balk. They're going to say that was a balk.
Gotta imagine you see a pinch runner here, too.
I've seen that motion. I wonder if that's something that maybe the coaches from Calvert said something to the umpire about, and that was something they were looking for in that situation.
Yeah. Trying to listen in to see what Coach Snow was saying to the home plate umpire. Maybe he called time and he threw the pitch anyways, and that's a balk, or?
It's just, that's not been the first time I've seen that. That's why I was surprised that they called it, because he's had that motion pretty much the whole time.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there.
So Jamison Godfrey comes in as the pinch runner down at first base. Godfrey trying to make something happen here for the Senecas as they try to get a little momentum going here with no outs. Bottom of the sixth.
Now batting number 10, Hunter Yackel.
That'll bring up Hunter Yackel. That one drops in there for a strike. Starts him out on the inside corner of the plate. Yackel last time up put that one about the warning track.
Yeah. And doubled in his at-bat before that, so.
That one misses. Evens the count at 1-1. Righty-lefty matchup here. The 1-1. Yackel skies this one over third base side. Shortstop ranging over, and he'll call, the left fielder calls him off to make the play for the first out. That'll bring up Max Paul. One out. Runner down at first base. Hillsdale leading 8-6 here in the bottom of the sixth. That one in there for a strike. Abel starts him out on the outside corner once again. Seems to be locating that outside pitch now.
Yes.
The 0-1. Paul hits that one, but foul. That one was going to end up well short anyway.
Kind of looking through my scorebook here. It doesn't look like Calvert. I don't think they've attempted a stolen base today. They definitely haven't put a bunt down, which, you know, Hillsdale has 8 runs. You got to keep pace with that. And I'm no way advocating for Hunter Yackel to have bunted in his last at bat, but I'm just kind of surprised they haven't done any of it today.
Got a text from Tommy Hall in our group chat here. Not sure if it's accurate, but he's saying 3-0 Hoban in the 6th. Score update on the Columbian game. Swing and a miss. Abel had him guessing on that one. Max Paul, once again, a little frustrated as he heads to the dugout. And the DH, Reed Warnament.
He's playing defense, so he never was up.
Right. He can re-enter also.
Right. He's never out of the game.
Nate, as quickly as that offense came those first 4 innings, it's just has gone away just as fast.
Yeah. Yeah, well, 2 outs here, bottom of the 6th. Reed Warneman at the plate. Jamison Godfrey down at first base as the pinch runner.
Abel hasn't given up a hit, actually, since Warneman's RBI single there in the 4th inning.
That's right.
Nine straight batters without a hit for Calvert.
That one in the turf. Catcher does a great job of keeping that in front of him. Dan Painter has had an outstanding game behind the plate today.
Absolutely. I don't think they have a wild pitch, maybe 1 or 2. No, just 1 I have. He's done a good job keeping it in front of him. Like you said, a lot of curveballs in the turf today.
So once again, great job. And just, he uses his body as a shield. That's exactly, I love those kind of catchers, man.
Yep.
Just put yourself in front of it. Keep it in front of you.
That's exactly how it's drawn up that you got to do, and he's done it today.
It must have been a little dirt on that ball. They didn't like it.
A little scuff on it or something.
2-0 the count here on Warneman. That one skips in there. And once again, he keeps that in front of him. Great. Man.
I'm sure his pitchers appreciate that. Both of them today, and who knows, all of them might have those issues. And
they're getting their money's worth from that chest protector, that's for sure.
Like I said, I only have 1 wild pitch on the day.
The 3-0. Missed. Oh, no, he got that one to go right across the outside corner for a strike. Warneman, I think, had the red light all the way there.
I looked further outside than the couple of pitches by Johnson in the last half inning that were called balls, but nothing you can do about it.
The 3-1. High, and Warneman earns himself aboard with a 2-out walk. Now runners at first and second. That'll bring up Harry Schultz. We'll see what the call is here as Coleman comes out. Coach Coleman coming up to the home plate umpire to make a substitution here possibly. We'll see what the call is. I think they're going to make Otterbacher come in and run for Warneman because he is the DH.
Yeah, 23 again. So he should be done. DH is done.
Now running at first base, number 23, Caden Otterbacher.
Right.
Otterbacher playing center field today. Harry Schultz at the plate, fouls that one back.
Bat for Calvert, number 2, Harry Schultz.
2 down here in the bottom of the 6th. 6 runs for Tiffin Calvert, 8 runs for Hillsdale. The Falcons lead here by 2. They've never trailed. That one inside. Evens the count at 1-1. Josh, normally I say Blue's been pretty consistent with the calls, but some of these are just not, they're not very consistent. And he hits the batter to load the bases. So the bases are now loaded with 2 outs.
Wowie.
The go-ahead run down at first base. And it looks like we're going to get an infield visit here. Not a mound visit, just an infield visit. They're just going to call each other together. Falcons got to be saying to themselves, hey, we got 1 out to get here now. As the coach trots out. Coach coming out now. We'll see if they make a change.
We've talked a couple times. Calvert could go for a big hit here. We could tie the game.
Huge.
But you also got to be patient. Stevens has walked twice. He's got 2 walks this inning, and he just hit Schultz. So you got to be aggressively passive, or passive-aggressive, I guess. If you see a strike, you really got to put a charge into it, get a base hit. And if he's going to hit you, let him hit you, or he's going to throw some balls. You got to be, got to have your eye on him, take a couple balls, and take a walk.
We'll see what happens here. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th. Seneca's trailing by 2. Chopped at the plate. This one is going to be trouble.
Safe.
He got
Safe.
away
Missed
from
him.
it. Safe.
He missed him.
Godfrey gets away from the tag, scores the run to bring the Senecas to within one run.
Goodness. What a slide.
And for the game that Dan Painter has had today, the one mistake he makes costs them a run.
He bobbled it a little bit, and Jamison Godfrey was able to get around the slide there.
14, Blake Coleman.
Blake Coleman up with the bases loaded. Remember, he had the same situation in the third inning and got a base hit.
And that's going to be that's going to close the book on Mark Abel.
Yep, second mound visit by the coach. You have to change pitchers.
That's right. Call to the bullpen brought to you by your friends at Rodgers Flowers. Stop down and see Brian Ferguson today and pick yourself up a hanging flower basket or check out their new Swan Creek candle line, folks. Once again, call to the bullpen here as coming into the game for the Falcons. Number 7, the shortstop. They had him out in the bullpen warming up, Josh. You mentioned that.
But he's been standing out there since the inning started, so he's going to come in. He'll get his pitches here to warm up. But
Jake Haverstock coming into the game now to try to keep this a one-run game for the Falcons. Senecas with 11 hits, 7 runs, and 2 errors. Falcons, 9 hits, 8 runs, and 2 errors. So bases loaded. Still 2 outs here. But a big opportunity for Tiffin Calvert with Blake Coleman at the plate. Now I will say this, Josh, even if Hillsdale's able to get out of this inning and they get Blake Coleman out here, you got 1, 2, 3 coming in the bottom of the 7th. So
you're right.
I mean, they're really going to have to take care of business here.
But if you're
There's
Calvert,
nowhere to put Blake Coleman.
I was going to say, if you're Calvert, you'll take the base hit and lead here.
That's right.
Number 7, Jake Haverstock.
This could, a couple of hits here, and they could really be comfortable going in the 7th inning. But it starts right here. Sticky situation for this pitcher to come into. He has to throw strikes. He can't hit the batter.
Jake Haverstock. Coleman fouls that one off to the right.
That single in the 3rd inning I just mentioned a few minutes ago, he went opposite field, and that's kind of looked like what he was trying to do there. But
taking what the pitcher gives him.
Calvert's done all of this inning without a base hit, too.
Boy, right up the middle, I tell you, that's all open right there.
That is.
Look at the second baseman, shortstop.
They're
Look at that
both pulled,
huge hole right up the middle. Count even at 1-1. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th. That one outside, 2-1 the count.
You'll take the walk.
Oh, absolutely. You'll take anything you can get here.
We're a couple pitches away from it, but
tying run down at 3rd base. Go ahead run at 2nd. Bases loaded. 2-1.
Hello.
High, 3-1 the count now on Coleman.
It might not matter, but Caden Otterbacher is getting an absolutely huge lead at 2nd base, too. If he would bloop one in, it's going to score 2. But it is 3-1. Nate
and that's high.
Mullins, we are
he walks
tied.
in the tying run. We are tied at 8 apiece in the bottom of the 6th.
And you got the top of the lineup, like you just mentioned a few minutes ago. The top of the lineup up, your best hitter has been on base all 4 times. This is prime chance to win a regional right here.
And now your best hitter strolls up to the plate, Nick Palm, with his .488 batting average and 1.28 OPS on the season. Let's see if he can make something happen here. He grounds out to the 2nd baseman.
Ouch. Boy, that was
that'll
a chance.
tie the game at 8, but Seneca's got to feel like they had an opportunity there.
It's just setting up the dramatics for the 7th inning.
That's exactly what we're trying to do here, I guess, folks.
Turn the lights on. We're going.
The guys beside us joking about turning the lights on, man.
There are no lights.
There are no lights. We got a 2-hour drive back.
Oh, top of the 7th coming up. We're tied at 8 apiece. What a ball game here at Figgie Field here at Sharnsky Stadium. Beautiful. Gilmour Academy.
Neither one of us had to pay to get in, but they've got their money's worth if you did pay.
Wow.
And we're not done. Who knows what's going to happen here in a little bit. Nate, I just got a text that Columbian is in within 3-2. I don't
Yes,
know what inning.
I saw that as well.
You got
TC
that?
down 1, 2-3 is the score. I don't know what the inning is,
No, me
but
neither.
we'll keep our ears to the pulse there and our eyes on the pulse.
We've played here for 2 hours and 2 minutes, and we're back to the way we were at the top of the first, tied.
Leading off here, top of the 7th, the 7, 8, 9 hitters, Braylon Jarvis, Max Vesper, and Daniel Painter. Mason Johnson on
Nate.
for his 6th inning of work.
Big update. After 6 innings, Columbian is up 4-3.
Wow! Columbian takes the
Hello.
lead on defending state champ Hoban. Now 4-3 Tiffin Columbian after 6.
Hello. Been
So
a crazy,
both Tiffin teams still in the final,
Wow.
and they are still alive.
Top of the 7th
crazy
for
last 20
Wow.
minutes if you're a fan of Tiffin Columbian and Tiffin Calvert baseball.
Johnson starts out that first pitch inside for a ball.
Same thing. How big would a quick 1-2-3 inning be here for the Senecas?
Chopped down the third base side, foul.
I'm curious to hear if Columbian got to the sophomore pitcher that's going to Vanderbilt, or if they got him out, or 4-3 in the top of the 7th.
Swing and a miss. Nice pitch by Johnson there. Took a little bit off of that one. One and two the count here on Jarvis.
Go to the curve.
The pitch.
Oh,
Right back to
hello.
the pitcher. Johnson fields and gloves it, throws it over to first for the first out here in the top of the 7th. That'll bring up Max Vesper, the DH. Tied at 8 here in the top of the 7th.
Number 14,
Tiffin Columbian
Max
or
Vesper.
leading 4-3. Tiffin Calvert has trailed by 5. 5-0 start for the Falcons here today, and these Senecas just have shown the relentless. I mean, the attack has just been completely relentless from this team today. They just refuse to go away, and now the game tied at 8 here, top of the 7th. The 1-0 in there for a strike, evens the count at 1-1 on Vesper.
Johnson's got 2 big outs to get, but like you said, Calvert will have 2, 3, and 4 due up in the bottom half.
The 1-1 outside. Just lost the grip on that one as he came through with it.
Yeah, he was trying to pull it back over the outside corner and just missed.
2-1 the count now on Jarvis. Or on Vesper, I should say. Jarvis is already out. Ooh, swing and a miss. Blew it right by him there with the fastball. See, he throws that curveball enough, and you can blow right past him with the fast. Count even at 2-2, 1 out. The pitch. Grounded foul down the right side. Count stays at 2-2.
Hillsdale with another pitcher warming up in the bullpen. Looks like number 17, David Parker. So we'll see what happens here. If the Falcons will go to him or if he's ready just in case. Woo!
Ooh, just missed with that one. Now full count.
Umpire said you kind of lofted it in, and I couldn't call it a strike, but Johnson was itching to get that.
Yeah, he wanted that one. The 3-2. Right back up the middle, base hit. And the Falcons have a runner aboard with 1 out here in the top of the 7th.
It'd be interesting to see. Again, I've said it a couple times, and I know it's 8-8 and we're putting up runs, but I don't think either team has really bunted the ball much at all today, if at all. I don't know if anybody's laid down a bunt, maybe one.
Painter.
Dan Painter, the catcher, standing in the batter's box now.
There it is.
Nice pitch by Johnson. Starts him out with a curveball that drops over the plate for a first pitch strike. That one hit to the second baseman.
Oh.
Coleman has it eat him up off his glove. And that'll be an error on the second baseman. That'll put runners at first and second here with just one out. And now back to the top of the order here for the Falcons as Nick Candle standing in the batter's box. Matt Coleman going to take time out here. And he's going to come out for a mound visit.
Man, you wish Coleman could have just knocked that down and kept it on the infield and just got the out at first. That would have been big, but I don't know if he had intentions to whip it around and try to get the lead runner at second, but he was making the move before the ball was in the glove.
Of course, this is just a mound visit, but it is a call to the bullpen. All calls to the bullpen brought to you by your friends at Rodgers Flowers. Mason Johnson has come in and pitched effectively through 6 innings.
Now batting number 6.
Seems to be laboring just a little bit here in the top of the 7th. Well, let's see if he can finish it off here, get out of this inning.
I got him
One
up,
out.
got him up near the 80 pitch mark right now, so he's put some effort in.
Ooh, just misses with that one. Up high, 1-0 the count. For a tall batter like that, you would think that would have been in there, but 1-0 the count. That one high, 2-0. And now he's falling behind the batter, Nick Candle. And the dangerous Jack Fick is standing in the on-deck circle. Foul tipped at the plate. He had the timing, just didn't have contact on it. The 2-1 from Johnson. Swing and a miss. Tied him up inside to even the count at 2-2. Nice pitch there from Johnson.
That was a huge swing. He looked like he was trying to make it 11-8 with one swing of the bat, but he was way, his head was up and out before the pitch got there.
That one
Turn
grounded
2.
to the second baseman.
Turn 2.
To second for 1. The relay.
Got him.
Not in time.
My goodness.
Nearly a double play ball there.
Boy, that was close. That would have been huge.
Close play, but not quite a double play ball. As Nick Candle was hustling out of the box to beat out that throw.
Coleman didn't exactly charge it. I mean, you want to get the sure 1 out, 2 would have been amazing. It's better than making an error and it being bad.
Runners at first and third with 2 outs for Jack Fickus.
Fickus has been on base all 4 times. Home run, hit by pitch, singled and scored, walked and scored. Dangerous hitter here.
The 1-0. That one hit well to center field, but Otterbacher looks to be playable, and he squeezes it for the final out. So Mason Johnson escapes the jam. No runs scored. We head to the bottom of the 7th, all tied at 8 apiece.
No runs on 1 hit. There was
What a ball game. Thanks for tuning in here with us, folks, on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. Nate Mullins, Josh Morgert joining you live here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We've got Greg Kinn manning the cameras down in the dugout. Once again, thanks for tuning in.
Nate, I got an update from Bowling Green. Holman ties the game in the 7th inning, 4-4. But Gunther Kissel with an amazing diving catch to end the inning and keep the game tied.
Wow.
Columbian, almost the same exact situation here. Columbian goes into the bottom of the 7th with a chance to win the game, and it's tied.
Wow.
If these 2 games are not mirrors of each other, we're in the same exact inning.
They're writing your story for you already.
Matt and I might as well just get together and write one big story.
Let's go, Tiffin.
Yes. I would love nothing to open the Advertiser Tribune tomorrow and see 2 walk-off hits by the 2 Tiffin teams to win 2 regional championships. Let's see what happens here.
On the mound for his 2nd inning of work, Jake Hoverstack. Came in from playing shortstop. Played a great game at shortstop in the field. I tried to tweet when I first got here, it's still sending.
Yeah, mine's not been great, but I'm getting them out at least.
I've got it a little bit past the magnifying glass now, but it's
You're
still,
like,
yeah.
you're like 33%.
Yeah, it's just not working. So Garrett Spawn strolls to the plate, the birthday boy.
Number 16, Garrett Spawn.
I was going to say, walk-off home run. Someone buy him a steak dinner tonight if he does it.
Wow. Tied at 8 apiece. Spawn watches that first pitch over for a strike.
Spawn 2 for 3 today. RBI single in the first. Reached on the fielder's choice in the second. Singled and scored in the 8th and grounded out in the 5th.
And he's going to foul that one straight back. So 0-2 the count now on Spawn as he falls behind on Hoverstock.
That sure looked like a lofted fast or changeup in there for him, or curveball in there for him. Man, if he could have took that to the gap in right field and scored or got a double.
The 0-2. And that one's going to be foul. Just foul down the left side. As his hustle out of the box, he probably would have beat that.
He's safe if that stays fair somehow. And that's all you need is a leadoff hitter. Or a leadoff runner.
0-2 the count on Garrett Spawn here in the bottom of the 7th. Tied at 8 apiece here in this regional final. The 0-2. Upstairs, 1-2 now on Spawn. Spawn hits that one well into left field.
It's going.
Oh
my goodness.
Nearly goes out. Spawn heads into second with a leadoff double.
Hello.
And he's coming up a little limp now. I think he might have hurt himself as he was making his way into second base. He might be okay, though. We'll see. He might just be.
Please.
He's fine. He's just shaking it off. He's good. He ain't coming out. That kid's tougher than a $2 steak.
Oh, yeah. Maybe a $3 steak. Honestly, Nate, first of all, I thought it was gone off the bat.
I did, too.
That left fielder just kept going and going. And I was watching the ball, so I didn't see what happened at first, but it took him a while to get from first to second because, honestly, he probably could have got to third on that.
Yeah.
Because it bounced off the ball, came back past the left fielder. But if he's coming up lame, I mean, it looks like he's going to stay in the game and run.
Yeah. I think his shoe might have been maybe he just rolled his ankle a little bit coming around that second base, But a big leadoff double for Garrett Spawn. Puts a runner in scoring position with nobody out for Mason Johnson.
Calvert sure looks like they're going to have at least 3 shots to win this with a base hit. And again, it's hard to bunt your number 3 hitter, but boy, runner on third with 1 out if he got it down.
That first pitch high and outside to Mason Johnson.
Johnson did single in the first and struck out the second, popped out in the fourth, and walked in the 6th inning.
Johnson led the SBC River in RBIs with 37 on the year.
Woo!
And he's looking for number 38 right here. That pitch dropped in there in the inside corner for a strike.
I don't know how many he has in his career of 2 years of hitting, but this would be the biggest one.
The 1-1. Hit right back to the second baseman.
Spawn goes to
he
third,
looks to third. But Johnson moves the runner over to third, so now the winning run just 90 feet away for Hunter Yackel.
Hunter Yackel, I'm sure, would be okay with a sacrifice fly here, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Send another one to the warning track. Give Calvert one of their biggest wins in
They're going to put him
history.
on. They're going to put him on.
Sets up the double play.
They're going to put him on. Look at him shaking his head. Yeah, that's
knows.
what he likes. That's what he wants to see. A free base for Hunter Yackel. He makes his way down to first.
It's hard to argue with that decision there. Sets up the double play, and Max Paul has struck out twice.
So runners at first and third with 1 out. That does set up the double play, but Max Paul.
He's putting him on base, too.
They're going to walk Paul.
They're going to set up the force at home. This is a very bold decision.
Wow. You want to talk about stones?
That is stones.
That's some stones right there from that Hillsdale coaching staff. Wow. So they walk 2 batters to load the bases.
You're taking away your margin for any error here.
And that'll bring up Caden Otterbacher.
These runners are going, one bobble at short, throwing it home, one bad throw home.
That's what I'm saying. One bad throw home and the game's over.
A wild pitch and the game's over, which I guess that would have been regardless of who's on base.
Caden Otterbacher, all of 11 plate appearances on the season, but he's got 4 hits in those plate appearances. 364 batting average. And I'll tell you, his Little League and junior high stories are of legend.
There it is.
There it is. Base hit.
Calvert wins.
Senecas win it all. They win the regional championship on a game-winning base hit by Caden Otterbacher.
Congratulations, Calvert. I got to run down and get in that mess.
Wow.
Good calling it with
What
you,
a ball
Nate.
game. Thanks, Josh, for all your help today. What a ball game. And we've got regional champs. Wow.
Bottom of the 7th for Calvert, 1 run.
9-8 your final score.
3 men left on base.
Tiffin Calvert is moving on to the final 4.
Calvert High School.
We're going to step aside and take a timeout. We'll be right back, folks. Don't go anywhere. We've got the post-game show brought to you by First National Bank of Sycamore. And don't go anywhere. We got the player of the game brought to you by MST Sauce Company. That's all coming up right after this here on Heart of Ohio Sports.
School, and best of luck in next week's state tournament.
What a huge win for Tiffin Calvert here today. Regional champs here at Figgie Field at Sharnsky Stadium. This beautiful facility here at Gilmour Academy. Thanks for tuning in here. You're tuned into the postgame show brought to you by First National Bank of Sycamore. Nate Mullins here on the call. Momentarily, I'll have Greg Kinn joining me, most likely. But thanks again for tuning in here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Let's see if I get that sun out of the picture. That'd be great. Yeah. And that's not going to help at all. There we go. There we go. So, once again, thanks for tuning in here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Nate Mullins and Greg Kinn joining you live here at Sharnsky Stadium, Figgie Field. Today, Tiffin crowned a regional champion. That's right. Tiffin Calvert takes home the regional championship today. They punched their ticket to the Final Four. What a game here, folks. These Senecas they never say die. You talk about just pesky. This team just refused to go away. Down 5-0 to start the game. They just refused to give up. Every time they went to the dugout, you just felt more and more momentum. Even when, they closed it to a 1-run game, 5-4, and then Hillsdale goes back up by 3, 7-4. The Senecas come right back and put 2 more on the board to bring it to within 1 again. And it's just the resiliency of this team You've seen it time and time again all year long. It's been a blast to watch this team, and they've learned so much along the way. You talk about a team at one point was 7-11. 7-11, and this team right now, regional champs. Wow, tip your cap. What a season for Tiffin Calvert, and they're not done yet, folks. They're not done yet. Wow. 9-8 is your final score. Thanks for tuning in here on Heart of Ohio Sports, and a huge thank you to all of our sponsors, including our presenting sponsors here today, MJ Recruiters and Financial Design Agency of Ohio, as well as all of our sponsors here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Thanks to MST Sauce Company, First National Bank of Sycamore, Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, TPC Food Service, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, Rodgers Flowers, Phillips Electric, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Reclaim It, and Bookmeyer Printing, all proud sponsors right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. Greg, what a game.
Behind you on the other side.
What a game. Well, the camera plays tricks because, like, I'm looking at it and I'm like, he's there. Nope, he's over there.
Cord pinch down here. We don't need that.
That's all right. That's all right. At least it didn't kink the hose, no.
Well, we had worse things happen before the start of the game. So.
Wow. Man, what a ball game.
Oh, you weren't kidding, Nate.
I can't believe this. I mean, we watched it. It happened, but
well,
they were down 5-0 in the top of the first.
Yeah, and tell me that didn't feel like, oh, boy, what kind of game is this going to be? But, we've talked about the benchmark of this team being able to find a way to win these close games late. I mean, it wasn't even the start of the game barely there, and they found themselves down by 5 runs. And how about the mentality there to stay in the game? Not necessarily late in the game, but, I mean, they did that too, obviously. They did a great job at staying in it the whole time. But from the start of this game, being down 5 runs, to stay with their heads cool and on their shoulders is just amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Absolutely. So, Greg, I didn't really get a chance to talk to you about this, but we got to figure out who our player of the game is. And I'm gonna text Josh to see what his thoughts are. Because, honestly, I'd like his opinion. This is a hard one to call because there's a lot of contributors for the Tiffin Calvert today. I mean, you talk about 1 through 9, everybody in this lineup contributed in some way, shape, or form.
No doubt about it. I mean, you've had great contributions like Mason Johnson there on the mound today. Did a great job of controlling this one when the game seemed out of hand at some points. But then, last time we were here, the old player of the game, Garrett Spawn, he had a great game again today, and it being his birthday almost makes you want to give it to him again. You don't want to repeat players, but at the same time, these guys, they all share with each other anyway, so what difference does it really make who gets the gift card?
That's right, but
I mean, it matters to them who gets the fame there.
It does matter, trust me.
You want to be named.
Trust me, I know it matters in that locker room. I've been told that that's a topic of conversation after the game is who's going to get that player of the game? Who's get the gift card? Who's got the gift card coming?
I guess the accolade matters more than the prize.
Let me see. Josh is kind of busy at the moment, so I might not be able to get him to text me right back. But, Greg, let me talk to you about it just for a second here. I mean, if I look down this lineup and I look at all the different guys who contributed here today, I mean, honestly, you say Garrett Spawn stands out to you. One guy who stands out to me, Hunter Yackel. I mean, in that situation at the end of the game, they didn't even want to pitch to him.
No doubt about that.
He'd been on base every time. Every at-bat, he got on base today.
Mm-hmm.
So, for me, it's hard to give it to somebody else. We'll see what Josh thinks, but I think that's probably my vote. If I had to vote for player, it's either him or Mason Johnson.
Yeah.
Now, I know Johnson gave up 3 runs, but the way he was able to come in and just calm the ship. You think about where they were at when he came into that game. Not just trailing 5-0, but he had 2 runners on. And nobody out in the top of the second. And he comes in and shuts down that lineup and limits them to no runs through the next couple innings, then just gives up a couple runs and gives up 1 in the 6th. He ends up with 3 earned runs, but
I definitely didn't envy his job today. There's no way I would want to pitch against the batters they had going up there.
The performance that he had on the mound to come through in the clutch for Tiffin Calvert, I mean.
Right, when you think about it, I mean, that those 8 runs, only 3 of those were scored after Johnson entered the game. So
I have Josh says Mason Johnson.
He just did an incredible job for the task that was at hand here today.
Yeah. So Yeah, you know what? Honestly, I'm going to agree with Josh. I'm going to say Mason.
Oh, you don't agree with me?
Who's your thought?
I said Johnson or birthday boy, Garrett's fun. So, but yeah, I think Johnson did a great
Well,
job.
I think all three of us are in agreement because I said something about Johnson. You did say Johnson, and then now Josh mentions Johnson. So
Like
I think
said,
he's got to be the guy.
He had
That's
a tall
got to be the
task
guy.
today, so.
Yeah, and that was not an easy position to be put into. I mean, you're tasked with
You watch that
keeping
first
that.
inning, and you see the guys knock 2 homers in back to back, and you're just like, ooh, how do you throw against those batters, man?
Yeah.
You got to find a way, and man, did he find a way.
The fireworks were on display in the first inning, but Johnson came out and put out the sizzle. You know?
Exactly.
So, big game for Tiffin Calvert, but player of the game brought to you by MST Sauce Company. Of course, check out the website and get yourself some. I mean, folks, they got 5 different sauces available online now. They have the dry rub available, and I understand that he's working on a couple more sauces and getting closer and closer to kitchen sink.
Well, you got to get yourself some of those sauces, especially when Madison Street gets so busy you can't get in to get your favorite meal, and you got to make a substitution. At least you can use the right sauce on it.
Or what if you live in Florida or California or Italy or wherever, and you just miss having Madison's? You miss that flavor, you miss the sauce, you miss the dry rub. You were a Tiffinite at one time, and you moved away, and you're watching this from afar, and you're asking yourself, man, you keep saying Madison's. I want Madison's so bad. Well, guess what, folks? You can bring it into your home. Mm-hmm. That's right. Head to mstsaucecompany.com. Check out the website. All the sauces are available on the website, and as well as the dry rub. And Chris Chase, the owner, will ship those anywhere in the United States and even overseas.
Nice.
So that you can get your fix of MST Sauce Company. And I got to give a huge shout out to all the guys at MST, and especially to owner Chris Chase for allowing me to take the last 2 days off work to be here to call these games. Without that, I wouldn't be here. Trust me. The sponsors are great. They allow us to be able to pay for it today, but I'm telling you, I wouldn't have been able to do it if I couldn't find a way to cover my shift today. And thanks to Chris Chase for allowing me to take today off. And yeah, huge shout out to MST Sauce Company. But now, player of the game. Let's get to it right now, Greg. I got Mason Johnson.
We're going to have to give it to him, man. Like
I think
said,
that's the guy.
Huge task at hand today, and he was able to help get his team out of here without giving up too many more runs.
Big-time performance by Mason Johnson coming through for Tiffin Calvert. And great job by Caden Otterbacher coming through with that game-winning single at the end of the ball game.
Just nice hit.
It was like funny. It's like as soon as I said, his story, he's got so many stories from people about his little league story and all of his exploits while he was a little leaguer and in junior high. The kid has had an impact on the game enough to where people talk about him as though he's a legend already before he's ever played a game. But now he's starting to contribute in different ways on this team. Even with that torn labrum, he found ways to contribute in there. I mean, there was guys telling me, I don't even think he can swing a bat. Well, we found out he can swing a bat right there.
He had a designated hitter for the majority of the game, correct? So
yeah.
And then they brought him out knowing that he had to hit there that time. And they were probably thinking, oh, this kid can't. They probably heard the rumors, Yeah, this kid can't swing. He's got something going on, blah, blah, blah.
That might be why they walked both batters to get to him.
Because they wanted him up at the plate, and it's a big mistake for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think they really did their research on Caden Otterbacher because he came through in the clutch for Tiffin Calvert, and he punched their ticket to the Final Four, folks. You've got a team in the Final Four from Tiffin.
How about it being the birthday boy that gets to score the winning run, too? That was nice.
What
a great birthday gift.
That's got to feel great, man.
I mean, he had that game yesterday, just riding on cloud 9 today, and it doesn't get any better than this, man.
Absolutely.
I know one of the players down there in the dugout, he looked at me and he said, this is what we live for. This is what we play for right here. And I said, absolutely, man. I had goosebumps, Nate.
Oh, man, that's the stuff legends are made of right there.
I'm just hoping Columbian can pull out a similar story.
I'm just waiting before we wrap things up. I am waiting to see if we get any kind of update here on the Columbian game before we wrap it up. It's tied after 7.
Man.
So they're going into extra innings for Tiffin Columbian. And, I mean, I want to figure out if there's any update before I wrap things up here, but once again, you're tuned in here on the First National Bank of Sycamore postgame show. Nate Mullins, Greg Kinn, and also joining us as a special guest today, Josh Morgret came in. And,
it was nice to have him on.
Yeah, dropped in some dynamite lines as a color guy, got his experience with a little bit of color commentary. Big thanks to Josh for coming on with us. Still just waiting for an update. I'm trying to see if maybe we can get some kind of an update here before we wrap things up, but it's looking like it's still tied after 7 possibly.
Yeah, this is the last update from 15 minutes ago from Matt and I see here on Twitter. El Zaquani is now on the bump for TC. What a game that is, man. Oh, my goodness.
All right, folks. Well, I think that's pretty much going to do it. We've already outstayed our welcome, I think, here. Big thanks and a huge shout out to the staff here at Gilmour Academy, here at Figgie Field and Sharnsky Stadium. Gorgeous facilities. Huge shout out to Coach Murphy for giving us this luxe spot here in the press box here today. And huge shout out to all the athletic staff here at Gilmour Academy for hosting a beautiful event at a beautiful facility. And once again, that's pretty much going to do it for us. They are still tied, top of the 9th inning.
Jeez.
Tiffin Columbian still tied. They're still waiting, trying to punch their ticket. Calvert already punched theirs. Then they're waiting to see if they got Tiffin joining them in the final. Look at this. We got Jameson Godfrey coming on with us. Hey, how we doing, J-Mo? All right, so, guys, that's pretty much going to do it for us. I'm going to wrap things up. Thanks for tuning in here on Heart of Ohio Sports. One more shout-out to all of our sponsors here for bringing you today's ball game. Thanks to MST Sauce Company, First National Bank of Sycamore, Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, TPC Food Service, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, Rodgers Flowers, Phillips Electric, Steinmetz, Signs and Graphic Inc., Reclaim It, Bookmeyer Printing, and of course, a huge shout out and a thank you to our presenting sponsors today, MJ Recruiters, and our new add-on sponsor today, Financial Design Agency of Ohio. Folks, I don't know what the next round holds for us personally, because as much as I would love to cover high school baseball with live video streaming, OHSAA has these weird rules. And so it looks to me like we're not going to be able to stream live.
We'll do our digging and do our due diligence this week.
If we were to cover Tiffin Calvert, we won't be able to cover that live. It will not be a live broadcast, at least not on video. There is a possibility that we could do a live stream audio on our website, heartofohiosports.com, have live audio. We'll record the video, and then we'll play the video after the game. But we'll have to see, because you're talking about a lot of money now. You get into this state championship round, hey, we're going to have them sponsors come out in full force if they want us to continue on with coverage, because it gets more expensive from here on out.
Charging us more to bring you the game.
That's right. So once again, huge thank you to all of our sponsors today for bringing you today's broadcast. That's going to do it. For Greg Kinn and Josh Morgret, I'm Nate Mullins signing off from Figgie Field at Sharnsky Stadium here in beautiful Gates Mills, Ohio, on the campus of Gilmour Academy here for today's Region 13 final. Once again, your final score, Tiffin Calvert 9, Hillsdale 8, Calvert regional champs. Have a great